up? Welcome to SaruShow, the one video game, retro game, modern game, whatever. Video game discussions we have here every Saturday. We pose a question, you guys answer it. We talk about it together here every single week. And you guys have a chance to win prizes as well. We do gachapon giveaways. It's fun. It's a fun little thing we've been doing for the last 6 or 7 years. Every Saturday here on YouTube. And basically, you guys, when you answer the question, we have more content for the show. So if you guys are answering the question, you can answer it up to the first half of the show. If you want to answer it, the link is up above in your chat as well as the description down below. So last week we had asked you guys who is your favorite boss in a video game and why. We've got a few answers. We're going to read them together. And we're also doing this charm pull. If anybody wants in on it, Matthew paid to have the design made. So the design is already made. And basically, I'm probably going to make it regardless and let Matthew have one. But this is if you want one, then you can also pre-order it. Because now I pretty much only make them in smaller amounts. Just because it's easier to just make them for the people that want them. But anyhow, yes, if you want it on it, you can get your name put on the package. I should have a package.
Is Saru far away from the mic?
Oh, am I? Here, hold on. Let me know if that is better. Let me raise the volume on this. And let me make the mic louder.
It's already loud as loud as it can be.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm just speaking very quietly. Alright, I got it closer. Let me know if that's better. I think we're thinking about getting, we want to get a different mic. I'm trying to get one of those blue...
I like turtles.
What are they called? Those work.
I'm very loud, but you're quiet. So, just the way it's positioned, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, it's pointing towards me. I think
Maybe it's not up here. Maybe it's right there instead.
Alright, let me know if this is any better. Let me know if this is any better. Better? Better? Interesting. I think, let me try. Alright, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Weird, the sound, it seems like the sound is better from the side. Alright, let me try that. Is that any better? One is better. Alright, let me know if this is better. Let me know if this is better. Alright, I think I gotta point it to the side. I'm using a cheap microphone. I need to rectify that. Alright, let's take a quick look and see who is in the chat before we get into the weekly question. We have got Mike Dell is here. It says Poopy Butts. Ring Fit Master McKinsey, how you doing? Welcome in. Nerd Strategy. Gordos. Was it Gordos? No, GT Beakerman, welcome in. Nuff Dragon, Inu Base. And the Pope says taking a break from playing Yakuza Pirate in Hawaii to pop in and bless the chat. Thank you so much to the Pope. Welcome in. How you doing? Is it a cardioid? It's supposed to be a condenser mic, but it's a very cheap one. This is like a $30 one, and we've been using it for a while, but I think it might be on its last legs. I'm thinking, because when we were doing the podcast, we were having some audio issues on my side. So, yeah, I was looking at some. Amazon has some like refurbished blue. I forgot what it was. It was like one of the blues, Blue Yeti, I think, refurbished ones. I was thinking about getting a refurbished one. Because they're cheaper. Maybe you need an extender to get the mic closer to your mouth. The mic, I literally have the mic like right here.
Amazing, such a cheap mic sounds that good. This is marked out.
Yeah, we've been using this mic for over a year now, but I think it might be time. It might be time to retire it and get something.
Every time someone touches the desk, we hear the banging.
Yeah, that's another thing too. The banging is loud whenever the desk is touched. There's no, I don't know if it's because there's no support. I think it might be different. I think the blue, what is it called? The Yetis have like a better bass. to them. So, I don't know. We'll see. We will see when I can afford it. Right now, we are in dire straits because of some stuff, some legal things that happened, and things are tough. So I can't afford it right now. So it'll have to wait. But anyhow, let's go ahead and get into the weekly question. We had asked you guys, who is your favorite boss in a video game and why? Number 1 comes to us from Magnus Ichiro. Says Melania. Sorry, Melania. Melania from Elden Ring is one of my favorite bosses. She is the toughest opponent in the game, and I love her overall design and backstory. Melania, I'm not familiar with her. Let's take a look. Melania, Elden Ring. There it is. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that whole almost Viking look about cool. It. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see here. DJC Game Studios, welcome in. How you doing? DJC says, okay, so favorite boss is Final Boss on Splatterhouse TurboGrafx PC Engine. Also, Final Boss is Legendary Axe 2. And finally, the Satellite Jellyfish from Airzone. That's awesome. I love all those answers. Very cool. Welcome in. Very, very cool TurboGrafx-centric answers. Love that. Mark Dell says, I use a Blue Yeti at work because every time someone touches or did I don't know if I still use that. If not, I'll mail you a spare mic, says Mark Dell. That would be awesome. That would be excellent, Mark Dell. Thank you. Let's see here. Unibase says Saru Trump. Melania. I don't know why I read that as Melania. Melania. She is the worst boss. She's like, who the fuck gives a shit about Christmas? I guess Ganon? See, I was thinking Bowser was going to be on this list a lot. Sorry. Just started laughing. I started laughing. I do love a good boss fight. Yakuza 5's final battle was epic, even if the final boss himself wasn't, says the Pope. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Who was that? Magnus Ichiro. Millennia. All right, moving on. We had asked you guys who's your favorite video game boss and why. Sweet Like Sugar says, one of my favorite video game bosses is Ganon from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time because of the sheer cinematic weight and emotional impact of the battle. After an intense duel with Ganon in his castle, you escape to collapsing ruins only to face his true form, an enormous monstrous beast emerging from the wreckage. The atmosphere is incredible, with stormy skies, ominous music, and the shocking moment when Ganon knocks the Master Sword from your hands, forcing you to fight without it. The battle is strategic and tense, requiring quick thinking, dodging massive attacks, and using light arrows to expose his weakness. What makes this fight truly legendary is the storytelling woven into the gameplay. As Zelda aids you and you reclaim the Master Sword, the fight builds to a dramatic conclusion where you land the final blow, sealing Ganon away. It's not just a tough boss fight, it's the culmination of Link's entire journey, bringing closure to Hyrule's struggle. The combination of epic scale, cinematic presentation, and emotional weight makes Ganon in Ocarina of Time one of the greatest final bosses in gaming history, says Sweet Like Sugar. Very cool.
Yes.
Is the Ganon... Which Ganon did I use in the thumbnail? I think that's from Twilight Princess, huh? I think I used the Twilight Princess one. I knew Ganon was going to come up for sure, though.
No, I think that one's Ocarina of Time.
I don't think so. He looks too good.
Yeah, I think it is
Twilight Princess one. I think so too. I'm loving the new Yakuza 2, says Mark Doe. Right, let me move this mic. This mic is falling apart.
It's Ganondorf from Twilight Princess.
Ganondorf. That's what it is. Very cool. What do you think of Sweet's answer?
I loved it.
What do you think, straying away from the question just a little bit, but in the same vein, who was your favorite Zelda boss? Or your favorite Ganon?
My favorite boss would have to be in Ocarina. I believe it was Ocarina of Time. It was those two witches. I forgot their names, but I loved it.
Like, they were your favorite because you liked fighting them, or?
Yeah, because I like fighting them. Just the way the fight was.
Enough Dragon says Pig God Zelda, Link to the Past. Sweet Like Sugar said, did I just miss my own answer? Yes, we just read it. Great answer. We're still talking about it. Very cool answer. I just asked Jesse what his favorite.
It was Sorcerer's Sisters, Twin Rolla.
Sorcerer's Sisters. Very cool.
I like that.
Oh, I see. That's cool. I'm unfamiliar with the game, so Jesse is showing me who those bosses are. I'm sure Sweets knows, right? Is this the same game?
Yep.
Very cool. Nuff says, I like how they used the sisters in the Super Smash stage. Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. The entire game builds to that one fight. It's like nothing else so sweet like sugar. Braylon says, hello. Welcome in, Braylon.
The ending of Ocarina of Time is you gotta fight Ganondorf. And then Ganondorf becomes canon. And then you fight Ganon. Zelda helps you. She's like, gets the sword. You kill him, and then you gotta go down. You gotta escape with Zelda.
Oh.
It was an epic fight. You know, you play, you're like,
like Sweet said, basically. Yeah. That it builds up to that. The Pope says, I can't, no matter how much I try to get into Zelda, I think the most I played of Zelda was Zelda 2 3DS Link's Awakening. Wait, am I thinking the right one? Was two-thirds? Oh, 2/3 into Link's Awakening, he said.
Where's the block button? I'm just kidding.
Out of all the Zeldas, did you play Link to the Past at all? I absolutely loved Link to the Past. I never got into like any of the 3D ones though. I really liked as a kid I beat the first one, the second one, and Link to the Past, and that was it. I played some of Link's Awakening, but much like you, I never got through it either. It's a Saru, says Matthew. Welcome in, Matthew.
Welcome in, Matthew.
Look, I made the Picard doll a charm thing, which I might make anyway, regardless of what we do. Matthew was the one who commissioned this art, by the way. When I do my drawing streams on Wednesdays, I've been doing like drawing streams, and he commissioned me to do this Picard. So, if anybody else wants in on this Picard, you can. He doesn't look like Captain Picard at all, says Martel. He's Picardal. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not talking much, says soundtrack writing. I need a drink. I like the name of it. Picardal. Alright, I need a new... somebody give me a soundtrack. Matthew, give me a soundtrack. Or Mark Dell. Or Nuff. Or Sweets. One of you guys, give me a soundtrack to listen to.
What's up, Berlin?
Oh my God, Baby Joe.
Baby Joe.
Do you know what Baby Joe, Mark Dell? I need to know.
He probably does.
Is Baby Joe like a Euro Darling game? We don't know any. We played it and don't know anything about it. And we were hoping that a Mark Dell would make his way into the stream, because it was very obviously Castlevania Symphony of the Night, says Matthew. Okay. We will start with Castlevania Symphony Symphony of the Night. Sampler CD. Castlevania Requiem. Anyone that's Wall Meat. PS1 Saturn. There we go. We'll do this one. Every time I hear this thing, I always hear that. I don't know what he does in English. Oh, you buy something, he goes, "Arigatou gozaimasu."
What's your favorite boss?
My favorite boss? This is very typical of me because I always seem to mention Ys a lot, but I'm going to say Darm from Ys because he was terrifying. At the very end, like, he has like the blood in his eyes and he's like talking like the devil. He's literally the devil. And the imagery is kind of disturbing. Even for, a 13-year-old Saru, it was disturbing, right? Because we're talking like, 92, 93. And he was scary. He was scary. He was voiced by someone who did voice acting for other stuff. I don't remember what his name was. But his super deep voice and saying that he was going to consume me is something that rattled me for a bit. What's up, Bort? Welcome in. How you doing? Welcome. The pup says, I got my mom the sheet music for for Dance of Pails from Symphony of the Night, says the Pope. That's awesome. What does your mom play? The piano?
What's up, Johnny Graphics?
Johnny Graphics, what's up? Welcome in. How you doing? Welcome, Johnny Graphics. Make sure you guys check out Johnny Graphics' awesome channel. Check him out. Braylon says, how's everyone doing? We're good. How are you guys? How is everyone? Unibate says, Saru, something that rattled me, papi. I just sleep with my parents for a week. In case you're wondering, that's the tune that plays before Dracula's speech in the beginning. My mom plays piano, says the Pope. Very cool. Him saying he was going to consume me awoke something inside me. I was like, heavens to Betsy! I got the vapors. Consume me, daddy. Alright, who did we do? Sweets. Next one comes to us from Screw the Net. Who is your favorite boss in a video game? Screw the Net says, Dr. Robotnik for life, I tell ya, says Screw the Net. Dr. Robotnik is another pretty iconic game boss. I think I put him in the thumbnail too, didn't I? Pretty sure I did. Very cool. Love that one. I loved the music when you fought Dr. Robotnik in Sonic 1. That theme music was awesome. I loved it. It was good. Even the 1 and 2 was good too. But something about the Robotnik theme music in part 1 was very iconic for me. The first Robotnik in Sonic 1 is iconic, says Mark Dells. I wholeheartedly agree. Everything about that whole thing, right? Like the boss, the way you fight him, the music, it's all great. Love it.
One of my favorite bosses too, and it's gonna sound weird, but I like the last boss of Portal 2. Just there was this one part at the end where you're getting choked out and you do something and you're like, you look at it like, holy shit. Whoever plays Portal 2, the last boss, there would probably be the same way too.
I'm unfamiliar with it. I'm pretty sure I saw most of the first game being played to the end. I don't remember what happened in Portal 2. Martel says, yes, that moment in Portal 2 is amazing. Neff Dragon says, I like the Turok 2 mother boss. Nerd Strategy says, you're talking about GLaDOS?
Spoilers.
GLaDOS. The thought in my head, oh no, is that really what we need to do? Oh shit.
Yep.
Says Mark Doe. Spoilers. The game is like 30 years old. It's fine.
Spoilers, I know.
It's fine. Feel free. spoil away. The game was like new, right? That's different. But like the game is like 100 years old now. You can talk about it. You can talk about it. All right, moving on. Favorite boss in a video game and why? Number 4 comes to us from CyberGirl007. Sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze. From CyberGirl007 says Metal Man from Mega Man 2, as he is the easiest to beat. Hey, I like that answer. That's funny, and that's true. He really is like the easiest boss. It's so funny. Which power up can you kill him? I think if you use his own blade, right, it kills him in a single shot. Maybe. Do you guys remember? I don't know. Randrick, welcome in. He says, good evening, guys. How are you, Randrick? Welcome in. How are you? Let's see here. Nerd Strategy says, spoilers, almost all the Zelda games have a Ganon-related boss. Even the Oracle games. Spoilers! That's funny. Braylon says, Gogantes. Gogandentes. I'm sure I'm butchering that. And Onimusha 2 is so fun, especially if you beat him before the game expects you to. Oh!
Picradol charm for a sweet like sugar and Rover.
Oh, thank you, Matthew. I will get that to them. And remember, you don't have to. You already get one of these automatically since you commissioned the art for it. You get one. You auto get one. Mark Dell was your first Zelda game, Link's Awakening. How did you guess that? Because he's a Game Boy guy. Mark Dell's the Game Boy guy. I just realized I had my answer done, but I forgot to hit send. Well, you can still send it. Go ahead, send it now. We still take answers up until like the first half of the show. So there's still plenty of time.
Yeah,
we've only been live for 30 minutes, and yeah, you still have like half an hour.
Nerd, I believe Majora's Mask is the only one that had nothing to do with the Master Sword or Ganon. I believe. Even Link's Awakening had like Ganon in the beginning, well at the end.
Did it?
It did at the end with the fish. Ganon like a shadow Ganon pops up.
Oh, only if you don't get the.
No.
Always?
Link's Awakening, yeah, he always pops up. It's not Ganon, but it's like a shadow Ganon.
I don't remember that. Huh. There was a Ganon in Link's Awakening. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember that. I remember the ending. Is this the ending where you see the seagull?
No. Oh yeah, yes. Oh wait, that's.
Is it? Oh, that's one of the endings, right? And then there's one where you see there. Like.
Look.
Oh, that
pops up. Yep.
That is 100%. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he pops up, but it's not really him. It's just a
manifestation.
Yeah.
But you can see the staff.
Yeah.
You know, the staff, the eyes, everything about him is that classic Ganon. How funny. That's cool. That's cool. Ganon was a pig, right? I have the body of a pig. He was a secret boss, I think, or either the final boss. I must have never put that together, says Mark Dell. Yeah, because he's like a shadow thing. Saru's favorite boss, trying to understand how to play Bastille. Man, that game just... I don't know why it wasn't clicking with me. I think it was like... the action-y bits were weird to me. I don't know. It was not clicking. I don't have anything about strategy games. I think towards the end though, I was getting it. I think I was just really slow on the uptake. when it certain, I don't know, for some reason, some games I'm really slow at adapting to. Like sometimes my brain works well, and then sometimes my brain just breaks entirely. My brain has like two modes. Like I can be hyper efficient, and then I could just be plain dumb. And I think that's one of those moments where I was just plain dumb.
You're playing great. I was confused though in the beginning. I'm like, how do you do this? How do you understand all this?
GG Pigman says, no, wait, Metal Man dies by Yacht Rock. What?
It says Ganon's a pig, right?
Ganon is a pig. He is a pig. Brandon says, I don't remember Ganon in Link's Awakening. I didn't either until Jesse just showed it to me, but it's like his silhouette. Like it's not like actually like Ganon, but you can pretty much tell it's Ganon after you put it together, but I didn't put it together either. Mark Dell didn't either, so I was like, huh, interesting. But then you think about it, you look at the staff, you look at his like pig body, I'm like, it is Ganon. But yeah, I didn't realize it either. Apparently a lot of people didn't. Let's see here. Is the one where the whale wakes up and you're collecting instruments?
Yes.
Yes. And there was more than multiple endings, right? Like there's the one ending.
Two endings.
You see one where you see the whale.
Once you see the whale and you see a seagull.
A seagull.
And last one you don't see anything. You just wake up.
That's the bad ending.
That's the bad ending.
The good ending is you see the blue whale and you see the seagull.
You see the seagull.
Right? Because she was like, I wish I was a bird! And then, like, you see the bird.
Yep. And Link's Awakening is the first game, like, one of the first game that came out that nothing to do with Zelda.
Braylon, thank you for the $5. I just saw that pop. It says, praise Almer. Hope this helps reach the goal. Thank you, Braylon, for the $5. I appreciate it. Thank you. Euro Short Circuit Saru. We played a PC Engine yesterday that has like strong Euro vibes. I don't know if maybe the creator was like a fan of Euro games, but like man, it had very aesthetically, it had super strong Euro vibes, but it played well. So I think it only had like the looks of Euro vibes, but with good gameplay. I liked it. It was called Super Special Ninja Squad. Braylon says, who is making that ninja game for the PC? It was FG Studios, I think they were called. I remember they're doing some really it's impressive. They're doing some impressive stuff. Like there was like scaling and stuff in it, and like rotation scaling. I don't know how they did that. Like I didn't even know the PC Engine could do that. I've never seen a game do that. It's very impressive. It's very impressive to see a PC Engine game, and it's going to be a Hue card, which is even more doubly impressive. I don't know. I'm definitely down to get a copy though, because I want to see what else they do. Like that was just in stage 1. They had these like crazy rotations.
Yeah. And
man.
Mark tells us we get to the good ending. I forget. Oh, it's you don't die in Link's Awakening.
Yeah. To get the blue whale, and what's her face is a bird, and then she gets eaten by the whale.
And Magic, I agree. Link's Awakening kind of makes you cry a bit, kind of tear up, just like Secret of Mana. Oh man, I cried.
GG Beakerman says, do you even PC Engine? Braylon says, what did you think of the interview Rover did? I thought he sounded good. He sounded fine. Was he doubting the way that he sounded? I thought he sounded super clear, and I can understand it. Actually, let me grab that really quick. I think it was in, where's the Discord? It's in the Discord. Give me one quick second. But yeah, I thought he sounded fine. He sounded clear. He was saying he thought he sounded bad because of his chipped tooth. I didn't think so. I thought he sounded...
Yeah, it sounded great.
Yeah, I thought he sounded fine. And it was a good interview. I keep forgetting to put my phone on like a thing. But yeah, it was a good interview. Good interview. There it is. Here, I'll post it here too. What the hell? YouTube is tripping out.
There's the gotcha bomb for tonight.
Alright. Crazy Cabano, what's up? Welcome in. How you doing? Welcome.
What's up, Gabe?
How is Gabe? There's the interview with Rover that Braylon set up. Very cool.
Live chat.
Oh, on mine?
Yeah.
Oh. I keep forgetting to do that. There we go. I can see all the chats now. Oh, shit. Marin was so cute. Sorry, I missed a lot. I keep forgetting to put YouTube
No, you're good.
on live chat.
I double checked.
Okay,
So
thank you. Hyperkin PC Engine is coming with no doubt death grips. I am curious about that PC Engine console. I'm very curious about it. I wonder how it's gonna work out. I'm good, says Crazy Cubano. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, I don't know if I have too many things that play PC Engine to get one. It depends on when it comes out. If I have the extra income at the time, then maybe I'll check one out just to do like a video or something and then put it back on eBay or something. I don't know.
Using the cheap cue cards and like.
Oh yeah, I'm not putting any like I'm only putting in like my cheap. I have like cheap loose cards that are gonna go in there. I would not trust that thing with like my copy of Koryun or anything. It ships May 25th according to their website. That might be too soon. We'll see. Maybe I'll grab one later when they flop. When they inevitably flop and they end up for heavily discounted prices. And I'll pick one up. All right, let's get back to the question, you guys. For those of you who are just coming in, the question tonight is, who is your favorite video game boss and why? Number 5 comes to us from Jakob, aka Bort. Says, I have been thinking for a very long time now on who is my favorite boss in a video game, and it has to be High Priest from Beyond Good and Evil. The fact that the whole game has a real-life orchestra as its OST is really cool, and beating up the Doms was really cool, and the game was so calm as well. Man, that's actually a cool title. I don't know if I still have my copy of that for PS2. I had... I'm assuming you're talking about the... Well, no, that got re-released too, didn't it? I think it did. I had it for PS2. And, yeah, it's an interesting game. And one that I did... There are very few times that I'll pick up a game from, like, a Western developer. Like, most of the time I always pick up games that were developed in Japan just because of the gameplay style. But every now and then I'll pick up something from a Western developer that I like that game. Around that time, there was also Psychonauts. I really liked Psychonauts. And man, that game was dark in some ways too. That's one that got a sequel that I didn't pick up. I don't remember the boss in Beyond Good and Evil though. High Priest. I'm struggling to remember. I'm trying to think. I might not have beaten that game. Actually, it's possible. But it is a cool game. Interesting game. May 25th. Wow. All right. Moving on. We had asked you guys who your favorite boss is. Next one comes to us from Tsunami Sam, number 6. Tsunami Sam says, obviously, Daddy Sephiroth, the different freaky forms, the sexy haunted energy. I just want to fix him. He's such a hottie, says Tsunami Sam. I can fix you, boo. That's an awesome answer. I think I put him in the thumbnail too. Daddy Sephiroth. Johnny Graphic says, oh man, you gotta play Psychonauts 2. Is it good? I loved the first one on PS2. I don't know if I still have my copy. I'm trying to see from here. Because I sold a bunch of my domestic games. My North American releases. But I might have to try it out. I really liked the first one. The first one was awesome. Lol, Fixum says Enough Dragon. Alright, I love that answer. Tsunami Sam. Number 7. Who your favorite boss in a video game and why? Nuff Dragon says it has to be Culex from Mario RPG. When I found out how to get into his secret room, I was excited and find it hard to find a strategy guide and ultimately grinded some experience to beat him. Close second is Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy since he was a meme boss, says Nuff. Gilgamesh, huh? That's cool. Who is Culex? Do you know? You played Mario RPG.
Yeah, he's like a really, really hard boss. I've never beat him because I didn't want to, but...
And he's a secret boss?
Secret boss, yeah.
How do you get to him?
I believe you can get to him from like 75% towards the game. You gotta go down... I don't know how to explain it. Let me show you. It's a really cool looking boss.
Braylon says, oh nice, both Psychonauts are Mac compatible. Oh, are you on a Mac? We stream off of a Mac Mini. I game on my, I got a PC. And I game on that, but our streaming setup is on a Mac. A Mac Mini, which works surprisingly well. We still use it. It's such a tiny computer. And I find it hard to believe that we're able to do all of our streaming stuff with it. I love it.
What it looks like.
I love it. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He looks crazy. Dude, that Culex boss looks something like more out of a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand because didn't Square do Mario RPG with Nintendo? Right? They did it together, maybe? Those new Mac Minis are even smaller. Really? Because this one's pretty damn small. Pretty small. What? Ooh, excuse me. I was thinking about using my Mac TV as like an emulation device as well, but then we got a computer with thanks to some really cool people who wish to remain anonymous, and we've been doing all our gaming on that. But I was gonna turn the Mac TV because I have one of those Apple TV things. And I heard they make really good emulation devices too. I have an old Mac Mini that I wanted to turn into a Windows XP machine to play some of like my old Dojin games and stuff, like old PC stuff. I need to find out how to do that. But I have one of those old Mac Minis from, I don't know, 2009. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like those old Intel... Intel Core 2. You have it upstairs?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh. And I want to turn that into a Windows XP machine. How cool would that be? And then I can play a bunch of old, like, Windows... I can play some Windows XP stuff. So I have a bunch of, like, Dojin stuff. Oh, here it is. This one. I bought this for an exorbitantly high price when it came out because I got it in Australia. And... electronics there are just ridiculous, stupid expensive. So I ended up paying like, I don't know, $300 more than it actually costs because everything is dumb expensive there. But I haven't used it in so long that it would be cool because I think there's a disc drive in it too. Yeah, there's a disc drive in it, so I can play like I was thinking about turning this into a Windows XP machine. I just need to figure out how to do it. But I want to. That would be so cool. Because then I could just put it here, and now we have a Windows XP machine to play, like, old games. I'm going to run Linux on it and turn it into a server.
2008.
2008. So I got that... Yeah, it probably would have been in 2008, actually. When I got it. Enough says, yeah, he is a Final Fantasy boss. It's where Mario opens a door into another dimension into Final Fantasy. Ah, well, that makes sense. His appearance very much looks like he was right out of Final Fantasy.
He's like an end boss. You have to be like high level to beat him.
Hold on, I missed a bunch of chats. Berlin says, I'm planning on buying M4 Mac Mini when my tax return comes in. Yeah, we're using an M1. We've been using this M1 for so long now, and it still works really, really good. It's crazy. Apple Mac Pro, $199. Oh, that's kind of cool. Is that like an Intel one? An old Intel Mac.
Wow, 200. Not bad.
Mac Pro. But yeah, that Mac Mini that we have will make a great. It'll make a great Windows XP machine to run all the stuff I want to run. Because I have a bunch of games, but they don't run on like modern computers. I don't know where they are. I moved them somewhere, but I want to run them natively on a computer. So if I can turn that Mac Mini into a Windows XP machine, that would be awesome. JT's here. What's up, JT? How you doing? Oh, I missed JT coming in. Welcome in, JT. How are you? JT says, Jesse, have you seen the latest episode of Daima?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we watched it yesterday. And yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
We saw it yesterday. Oh, I'm actually sad that it's coming to an end.
This Friday is the last episode.
Yeah, man, this Friday?
This Friday, yeah.
Really?
Last
Oh,
episode.
man. Yeah, that makes me kind of sad. The animation has been so good in Daima. I really love it. I don't know if I care about who they chose to be the final villain. I just can't really take them seriously. But the animation has been such a treat. It looks so good. All right, moving on. We had asked you guys, what is your favorite boss in a video game and why? Last one was Nuff Dragon. Next one comes to us from Tito8all3, a.k.a. Ruben, number 8. He says, I would say Lord Galcian from Skies of Arcadia, as he is the perfect combination of villain and potential character that you grow attached to and don't want to see defeated. Pure charisma. Man, Skies of Arcadia. That was a game that I feel like should have gotten a sequel in some form or another part or something. I don't know. Saru, Metal Jesus will be at the con. He would probably know how to do that. I'm not gonna ask random people questions. I'm like, hey, can you help me with my Mac? I think that would be weird. But that's cool that he's gonna be there. Very cool. All right, moving on. Next one comes to us from Mackenzie, aka Babbling Nerd, says Ganondorf in Twilight Princess is probably one of my bosses and endings in any game I've played. It just felt so epic back in the day, and it still feels epic nowadays. Even Shadow Ganon in Ocarina of Time, when he comes out of the paintings, just looks so cool. Finally, Boo Lossus in the original Luigi's Mansion was also pretty cool as a kid. Defeating the Joker on the Batman NES game in my early 20s felt like an accomplishment. These are all just a couple examples that I'm thinking of, says Babbling Nerd. Very cool. I like that. I like that. Let me go back to the question. I just changed the track just in case. There's more. He says, screw Apocalypse and X-Men vs. Street Fighter. I don't know how many times when I first played that game, I had to keep pressing continue and keep hearing, I am the Apocalypse, lol. I love that boss in X-Men vs. Street Fighter. He was a cool boss. It just felt so epic to fight him, right? Because he was huge. Huge boss. I loved that boss battle. Very, very cool. Boo Lossus.
Boo Lossus.
That's cute. Shadow, or even Shadow Ganon in Ocarina of Time, when he comes out of the paintings. Are you familiar with that? Very cool.
So where you have to use your arrow, you stand in the middle like a gazebo kind of thing, and there's paintings around, and you gotta aim for when Ganon comes out, because you can see Ganon coming out, and you gotta see which one is coming out, and when he comes out, you gotta shoot an arrow.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds like a cool boss battle. Very cool, Mackenzie. Apocalypse and X-Men vs. Street Fighter is nothing but Onslaught in Marvel 1. No, shakes fist. Shadow Link in Ocarina of Time was pretty good, if I remember correctly, says Mark Dell. What do you have to say about that? Where'd you go?
Sorry, I'm looking for a marker.
Oh, is this one dead?
No, this is a turn marker. I'm looking for an eraser marker.
Oh, eraser marker.
It's okay.
Are you going to make a note of something?
Yeah, I was going to do the wheel thing, but I can't find it. I
Oh,
thought
gotcha.
about it too soon, so we'll do it next week.
Okay. Let's see here. The Pope. I'm sorry, not the Pope. Shadow Link and Ocarina of Time. Your thoughts?
Shadow Link of Ocarina of Time is so hard. I didn't like it because it was just... It reminded me of the Zelda 2 fight, you know. Well, I think basically what it was, you know, Zelda 2 when you fight the last boss. You have to fight your shadow. It sounded like that, but it was okay. There's a way you can kill him easily. There's an exploit where you can just fight him. But when I was younger, I hated him because I died twice. So I didn't know how to beat him.
That hard, huh?
It's hard if you don't know what you're doing.
Gotcha. Matthew says, "Welcome to Die," an awesome line from a boss. We were just talking about that when we were talking about it during PC Engine Fridays. Were we? I don't remember. We were talking about that line, and I was like,
yeah.
"How do they get that line like that? Like someone got their signals crossed, or what? I'm not sure." Mark Dell says, "I remember the fog and the water you were running over. It was a good arena."
Yeah.
Or area.
Not
arena. Area, yeah.
Yeah.
Board says Ocarina of Time 3D is currently being slept on now these days. Says Bort. I think mainly because it's on the 3DS.
Yeah, because it's on the 3DS.
It's because it's on the 3DS. I feel like a lot of games on the 3DS have gotten passed by, but here's a Panda's copy of Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. But I feel like it is a lot of games get slept on. Like I feel like there's so many games on the 3DS that would benefit from being re-released on the Switch. Some of the ones I would like to see come out on the Switch that are on the 3DS right now would be Kirby Planet Robobotron or whatever that one's called. I would love to see that on the Switch. Kid Icarus Uprising, that's another one that's stuck on the 3DS that I would like to see on the Switch as well. There are a bunch of others. There are other games. I'm trying to remember what is stuck on the 3DS that I would like to see on the Switch. But those are the top two that I would like to see. Are Planet Robobo and Kid Icarus Uprising. I really would like to see that one. Both of those games be put on the Switch. It would be cool. So like she says, Kirby Robobotron. That one. I need that one to be on the Switch. But I need it to be on the Switch as a cart. I don't want it to be like stupid Nintendo online service thing. Cut that shit out. Let me buy these games. Let me buy them. I want to buy them. Bort says even Puzzle and Dragon Z plus Super Mario Brothers Edition is being slept on, and it was only 3DS title. Interesting. 3DS had Street Pass, stickers, themes, Swap Note, Me Plaza, just lots of fun system things. I know. I feel like they could have done a lot of that on the Switch. You know what I mean? Like, why didn't they continue the Street Pass thing? I think that, like, the Street Pass thing was a good way to, like, you know, interact with other gamers. I think that, yeah, they should have done something with the Switch. The Switch was so boring. Not even music in the store. Right? It was so... I think they were trying to go for a very minimalist thing and succeeded. But it did so well. I also miss all that stuff. I miss, like, the stuff with the Miis. Like, I miss, like, the Mi Plaza thing. Do you guys remember Miitomo? Oh my god, I loved Miitomo. I spent so much time on Miitomo, getting stuff for my room. It was so fun. And then Nintendo was like, okay, yoink.
Yeah, you were super upset.
I was upset. I was so sad. I was
like, my things.
I was like, my room, my things. I'm going to lose it all. I was sad that they took it away. It was unfortunate. Mark Dell says 3DS is an amazing system. It had such fun style. The Switch is so dull. Persona Q and Q2 were great. Oh man, I had those Persona Q games and I sold them because I couldn't. They were super. I started playing the first one. I remember being excited for it, and then the game was like really dungeon crawly, and I got bored with it. But now I regret selling them. I wish I had kept them. I wish I had kept both of those, the Persona Q games. I had the special edition ones too. They came in with like, some came with like button pins or something. I don't remember. But I wanted them. Let's see here. I think the Switch was just too big. It's kind of uncomfortable to hold too. The Switch Lite is pretty nice. I had bought one in Japan, but I sold it because I needed money. But I might get another Switch Lite sometime. Hopefully they get cheaper now that the Switch 2 is around the corner. I'm thinking many people might get rid of their oh yeah, consolidate those questions, by the way. Remember we put some? Did you ever consolidate?
No, not yet. I'm still trying to find it because the pin doesn't tell you them all.
Oh shit.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put them here. Probably be better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. Let's see here. Nuff says I still have Miitomo screenshots. I did too, only because I put them on Facebook. I remember putting them up on Facebook. I was so excited about Miitomo and all the little things, and I'd wake up every day to do some random things or take some silly pictures. It was just cute and fun. I liked it. The 3DS could also play the OG Nintendo DS games since they weren't region locked, says Bortport. But then they region locked the 3DS, which was so stupid. I hated that they did that. We had bought a white Japanese one so that I can play. I had Project Mirai 2, which was a Hatsune Miku game, and then they released it in the West. I'm like, fuck. But yeah, I was upset. I was upset over that whole thing. Like, why did they region lock the 3DS? It makes no sense. Like, no other portables were region locked. Did Nintendo have any portables that were region locked? I don't think so. Why did they do it with the 3DS? I don't understand. I don't think any... Oops, I'm so sorry. I just smacked the microphone. That was probably super loud. I don't understand why they region locked the 3DS, but everything else was not. Do you guys know? Do you guys have any idea why? It's weird. I still, both Persona Q, never really played them. You have those, Randrick? The Persona Q games? Nuff Dragon says, Wii U and DS would acknowledge your birthday. So many things they should have kept going. I feel like the Wii U would have been a perfect console to deploy 3DS on. I don't understand why 3DS wasn't deployed on the Wii U. Or even just DS. Even just like the old DS. Like, why wasn't it done? Like, I feel like that was such a missed opportunity. You have 2 screens already, right? Because you have your TV, and then you have that stupid, the control, the whatever the shit that thing was called, that had a touch screen as well. So you could have very easily played your 3DS games on your Wii U. I feel like it is such a missed opportunity. Is there a DS is there a DS emulator or something? Has anyone hacked that to do DS stuff? Because I would think I would bring the Wii U back out for something like that and play DS stuff on it. It really was such a missed opportunity, I think, not to make that a thing. Let's see here. I like my hot dog suit and me too, says Nuff Dragon. Yes, and you can toss a DS flash cart into a hacked 3DS and have all these DS and 3DS games, says Mark Dell. Switch 2 is bigger, says Matthew. Bortboard says, I'm keeping my Nintendo Switch OLED. Mark Dell says, what was the other popular Mii game where they have weird conversations? Was that on 3DS?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
I remember the Mii Plaza on the...
I think it was Mii Plaza.
Isn't that the Wii U thing?
No, I think it was Mii... I think that was Miitomo as well.
No, Miitomo was just like your Mii social network. It was like a social network for Mii's. That was what Miitomo was.
Because I remember, Martel said something about where was the one where they were talking to each other in gibberish.
I think that was that Mii Plaza? It might have been Mii Plaza. I'm not sure. Oh, Tomodachi. Oh, Tomodachi Life, says Martel. Ah, okay. I don't remember that. PSP was region locked for movie UMDs. Yes, because that is because of the different movie regions, but the games were region free. So that was just movies. That was because they're trying to keep movies in certain regions. So that I didn't even care about that though. That was fine. The important thing was that PSPs were not region locked for games. Because let's face it, you're really using it as a game console first and foremost, and they didn't region lock it. But for some reason, Nintendo decided, hey, let's make the 3DS region locked, even though the DS was not. Because I used to buy Japanese games for my original DS all the time. I had the Oendan games. I remember I bought the stupid Jump game. I bought some other stuff. I bought a bunch of Japanese only games because you can just pop in Japanese games in your DS and it was fine. And for some reason Nintendo, that's another thing that turned me off of the 3DS was, I mean, don't get me wrong, we have like 2 or 3 3DSs in the house, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. But we do have them. We used to have 3, now we have 2. The Steam Deck is mostly region free, says Inubase. Isn't it? I think you can, on Steam, you just set up your thing to bring up games from all regions. Except for Sega being cunts on some games. But I think if you go and you show games from all regions, it'll bring up those games. Unless they locked it by the actual region itself where you can't download it if you're in the US, in which case if you really wanted to play it, I guess you'd have to use like a VPN or something, huh? I'm not sure how that would work. Konami wins for biggest cunt, says GTP. Randrick says, according to price charting, the most expensive game on 3DS right now is a Barbie game, $2,860. What the fuck? What Barbie game? And why? Did they make so little copies and it just became super rare? That's crazy. If I had any one game worth that much, it would be gone. I would sell it. I would sell that shit. Switch One for under $50. The fun is back. Yes, sirree. Dude, that would be nice. Like, once the Switch lights drop. Like, I feel like once the Switch 2s come out, the original Switch might drop in price a lot. I would like to get a Switch Lite again. I really did like it. Let's see here. Be careful of filters on Steam, like Saru found out on SaruShow last week, and he was like, oh, no. Nintendo is up there for not letting mods in retro games being made. That thing, Matthew, that was Mark Dell's fault.
Mark Dell.
That would work. Konami wins for biggest cunt. That would work. Demonetized.
I wish clips came through like they did in Twitch, yeah.
Yeah. It's cool how Twitch does it. Hope that goes viral. Says no dragon. Nintendo just region locked by the Japanese Nintendo eShop store, meaning you need to now live in Japan and have an actual Japanese address and license to get Japanese digital games now. Do they? I remember did they change it or something? I thought you just had to have like Japanese gift cards and you can just buy whatever you want. Can't you do that? Can't you just buy like a bunch of like Play Asia gift cards and buy Japanese games?
You want to see my old 3DS? I've had since 2000.
Oh, the OG one.
I got this the first day it came out too.
Crazy. This is Jesse's OG.
And have a floss because my thing kept falling, so I was like, I'm gonna use the thing.
That's dental floss.
I still lost the little pen thing. The top is broken.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, my cousin sat on it.
Oh no.
So
well, you know what people are doing is the Game Boy things, right?
I just use the Game Boy. I don't use the 3DS.
Yeah, you can buy a shell actually. Like if you remove this top, you can remove the top part, and people make a shell.
Yeah.
That you can put on top.
That's cool.
To turn into a Game Boy. That is cool. Which power does this use? The same one?
I'm charging it
now. Okay.
It's super dead. I haven't powered it on like in over 15 years.
Might be cool. If this is broken, it might be cool to look into getting... Right, because doesn't somebody make like a shell to make this into like just a GBA?
It's just an ambassador. Yes, I am. I'm an ambassador on the thing. On the 3DS, I think.
Yeah, isn't your 3DS an ambassador 3DS or whatever the fuck?
Because I got the 3DS and they were like, oh, we feel bad because we lowered down the price.
Let's see here.
You can play games and pause at the same time.
Jesse says, oh my god, Jesse, I have the same model of DS. Ooh, excuse me. The Pope says you need a Japanese credit card or Japanese eShop cards. That's what I thought. You just get Japanese eShop cards, right? It used to be that you can use PayPal, and I think that's what they changed. They changed that you can't use like PayPal or international pay system. Basically, you have to use like a Japanese pay system, or you can use gift cards. I'll test it though. I'll go buy like a $10 gift card and try it. But I'm pretty sure you can just buy gift cards like, you know, Play Asia sells like the digital gift cards. You can just do that. And you can still buy games.
From what I read, it's because of the exchange rate.
Oh, because of the exchange rate. That makes sense. For way cheaper. Oh, that makes sense. So people were buying shit tons of stuff. Well, couldn't we just go to like, if we went to Japan, buy a bunch of gift cards? Damn, I didn't even think about that. I could have bought a shit ton of eShop cards in Japan. When I was in Japan. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that.
How broken is that DS? Might be fixable. The screen is like, you can actually see it. Like, it's all black.
Oh, yeah. He said someone sat on it.
There we go.
Braylon says, yes, Boxy Pixel makes shells to turn a DS Lite. Oh, a DS Lite. This is the old DS. The old school.
Don't shut.
That's what it looks like. That's as close as I could get it. It's on the charger right now.
Here, you can unplug it. Oh, here, just unplug it and see if it turns off. Go for it.
That's what the top screen looks like. Damn, there is a huge crack.
Yeah.
What is this background music? It's from Symphony of the Night. I'm trying to think what part of the game this is. Is this in the catacombs? Right? Is this in the catacombs before you fight that thing in Olrox's room? I don't remember. It's somewhere around that part of the castle. We're still feeling that spookiness from last stream. Oh, that's true. Yeah, this track is kind of creepy times. It's creepy times. Correct, Saru. I thought so. We need Rand. He would know. Yeah, Rand is an OST computer. I'm a computer. Z Labs. What is this? Let me open it. Oh, they have monitors there for the DS. Replacement top or bottom LCD screen for Nintendo DS original NTR, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, we could open that and replace that monitor if you ever want to fix it.
Yeah.
Not that you would use that, though. Wouldn't you just use your 3DS?
It is like, what's laggy?
What's laggy? I don't know. What are you reading?
The chat.
Oh, wow.
Stream is laggy. I saw that. For some reason, the thing turned black on mine.
Is it?
It's strange. The stream is stuttering like the stream machine is under a heavy load.
Is it?
Well, it's weird because on my end it's okay.
Did you reboot the computer?
No, yeah, I did.
Interesting. I wonder if we're just having internet. We might just be having internet issues. Possibly. Let me close that. You turn the TV off. I turn the TV off.
But it seems like it's okay on my end.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not bad. It goes on and off. Stop all the downloading. Sealbuster for your Z Labs new pickup. That's right. I did. I got those Shubibbin men. Are they still downstairs? I don't know. We brought them in and then Jesse put them somewhere and I have no idea where they're
No,
at.
it's in by the door. But yeah, everything seems to... Oh yeah, I see it.
Oh, it is laggy lag. What's going on? What's going on? Huh.
Yeah, exactly. GT Beakerman, mine too. My tab crashed. The browser. This one crashed too. Yeah.
My browser.
Oh no! Yes, and mine did. Yeah. See,
Did you lower it? Don't lower it.
No, I put it up.
Oh, okay. Mine did GT like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, mine crashed as well, like 5 minutes ago too.
Do you think it's a YouTube problem? I mean, if the browser crashes, I don't think that's anything that we can do about it. Does this fix it? Mine crashed like 6 minutes ago.
Yeah. I was looking at it. I was like, what the hell? I wonder why it was crashing.
That's weird. Mine crashed 5.5 minutes ago. Like the whole stream? Or just the whole tab? That's crazy. Off to stream on Only Pandas?
You don't think it's this, do you?
The
Because
3DS?
I turned it on like 5 minutes ago.
Did you? I don't think so. That would be weird.
Let me
Could
turn
you-
it off.
Could you imagine that the 3DS is like some sort of like signal jammer?
Because I turned on my 3DS and that's when everything started crashing.
I think it's just a coincidence. I'm on Arc, but still Chromium. I'm watching on my Roku, chatting on my phone. No stutter, says the Pope. Yeah, Jesse was watching on his phone.
Hey, lover. I'm a hot, sexy plaything with a passion for sweet pussy.
I had to close 13 tabs. Now I'm good. Go bring that thing. I'll talk to you later about it.
Huh?
The thing.
Oh yeah. Talk about what so?
The thing.
Yeah.
No stutters on voice, only video. Is it still happening, you guys? Is that still a thing? I hope it stopped. Alright, let's get back to the question. Huh. So it just stopped, huh? Okay. Interesting. I'm not noticing. I wonder what happened. And I wonder why everyone's browsers was crashing.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yes, I got a box. Should we open the stuff that's in here? One of these things was given to me by Matthew. And then the other thing I bought because I wanted it. These are both in here? Yeah. Alright, here we go. We're gonna open this. Seal busters on these things.
Seal busters.
All right. These are the things. This one Matthew got for me. Ooh, they come in a protective box and everything. Damn, that's legit. That is legit AF. Oh my gosh. So this Matthew got for me. This is Shubibin Man Zero or Shot. What do they call it? Shockman Zero. With amazing artwork by an online buddy named Danmakuman. I actually got to interview him. And his artwork is just absolutely fantastic.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow!
Absolutely fantastic artwork. So nice. And he also drew these little chibis too. They're super cute. Super cute. But yeah, he's super talented. Super talented. What does it say? Cartridge not working on your PAL SNES. Press reset twice while pressing the power on. Well, I'm going to be using this on my Super Famicom. I assume it'll work just fine. But yeah, that's this one. And then I got... Rodland. Because look at how freaking... I got the Game Boy one. Since I have the arcade one on Evercade, I wanted to get the Game Boy one. I'm actually not familiar with the Game Boy one. But this one also comes in like a gold or a silver shell or something. Love Rodland says, I love the GB one. Is it good? Brendan says Rodland is a great game. Really enjoy the Amiga version. Do you like Amiga stuff too, Braylon? The Amiga one looks super colorful. I've never played it. I'd like to get into more of the Amiga's library. I like what they did with Bonk. Bonk looks so nice on the Amiga. But look at this. I love that the reflectiveness of this cover. Very cool. But yeah, very happy with these. These both came from Zed Labs, which was the place that Mark Dell just linked that has those monitors. These came from Zed Labs, but I might just do like a proper video of me opening up and showing the contents. But yeah, those are the games that I got. So big thanks to Matthew for getting me Shockman Zero.
That's cool. They have these protective stuff, right?
I know. That's so
pretty
great.
Awesome.
That Zed Labs puts them in these like protective things. Like already, like this one is such a like peculiar size, right? Or is this just the Super Nintendo box size? I'm guessing. I got the PAL one because it's in that Super Famicom type shell. I couldn't play this otherwise because I don't have a Super Nintendo. I do have a Super NT, but I think I'm gonna sell the Super NT because I usually just play on my Super Famicom, so I feel like it's pointless. And the Super NTs are going for like $600 on eBay, so I figure I can make a decent penny on that. What kind of cart is that? Looks like a Wonder Swan. Which one for the Rodland? It's a Game Boy. It's a Game Boy cart. Or are you talking about this one? It's like the PAL. It's like the PAL Super Nintendo or the Japanese Super Nintendo, PAL Super Nintendo style. Man, those chibis are so cute.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was good at drawing chibis too, because I always see him. He draws always like these like sexy girls. He's like the guy that draws like super sexy girls. Looks so nice though. Let's see here. I own a C64 and I do Amiga through Mister, says Braylon. You need to set up the Amiga Vision stuff, Saru. It's super easy. Is it? I grew up on Amiga, Braylon, says Matthew. He said you had a great upbringing. Matthew says, as well as a Sinclair Spectrum ZX81. Martel says he never had one. I thought that was the actual cart, not the picture. Oh, I see. The PAL SFC cart design is way better than the boxy SNES design. I agree. I love the PAL or the Super Famicom shell. It's so much better. Step 1, download Amiga Vision. Step 2, copy files to Mister. Done. Is it that easy? Is it that easy? Step 3, profit. All right, let's get back to the question. How many more do we have? We have 19. So we have 9 more to do.
Gachapon?
Yeah, we can do Gachapon.
Okay.
All right, did you already link the Gachapon?
I did. Earlier I did.
Oh, okay. Did anyone see the Gachapon link? If you are in the Saru Crew Elite, you are automatically entered into the Gachapon. If you are not, you have to enter it manually. Braylon side. Okay. That's good. All right. How many people entered it?
Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people.
Okay.
Yeah. Mark Dell's entered automatically.
He says, I love to be automatically entered. Alright, there's the Gleam link if you want to do a quick last chance entry. That's for our Gachapon / Saru prize goodie pack giveaway.
Gordo's here.
Gordos!
I'm gonna add you, okay, Gordo? Since you're here.
Welcome in, Gordos. He says, hello. How is everyone tonight? How are you, Gordos? Welcome in. Welcome. How are you, sir? How are you? Alright. Should we do one more then?
Do you want to do a bathroom break?
While we
have
wait?
everyone...
That's true. Alright, you guys. I'm going to take a quick break. Make sure that if you haven't entered the Gachapon, click on the link that was just posted to enter. It's completely free. If you're in the US, you get to do Gachapon. If you're not in the US, you get a Saru care package with stickers, holographic stickers, die-cut stickers, magnets, all kinds of cool stuff. And if you're a member, if you're in the US, you could also choose to get one of those packets too. You guys get to pick the stickers and magnets and die-cut things and holographic things that you want. We have a sheet of different stickers, and you guys get to pick one of each row, making it a total of 4 different items that you could get as far as like video game character goods. But we'll be right back. There's the link. See you in 2 minutes. For sure. So queer. Queer. Show me that pixel vagine. Why does she get down on the floor like who kneels down like that?
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey guys.
For sure. So queer. Queer. Show me that pixel vagine. Why does she get down on the floor like who kneels down like that?
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey guys, it's me, Snappy Sam. Aren't I beautiful? Oh my gosh, look at my eyes.
Oh yeah. Alright. We are back. Now we're gonna do the gachapon, you guys.
Okay.
So
You're never safe.
huh? I'm never safe.
With scary ass music.
That music was so fitting. The music was so fitting in that clip. That was so funny. Gasp and French. Le gasp. That sounded like a new redeem to me. Said Gordos. The music was so fitting. He's sitting. That would have been perfect. Too bad Adolf was so big in the way.
I know.
Adolf's cuteness balanced the mood. Though we can crop it like right down to your face.
We can.
That would be funny.
Alright. Let's see. Cast in French. All right, we're gonna do the Gachapon now.
All right, let's do another soundtrack. Something maybe more festive.
Anyways, just gotta go because food and stuff. Might be back in an hour or so. So like in 2 answers.
All right, YouTube, have fun. Enjoy dinner. Thanks for being here. All right, moving on. We're gonna go to the Gachapon now. Something playing? Oh, I see. You just put him there, yeah.
Just put him right here.
That's perfect. Oh, I guess the redeems are like way behind everything, huh? So I noticed a lot of redeems are like showing up behind everything.
Yeah.
The trigger fire.
There it is. Okay.
All right. This is everyone who is in.
Who entered and who's
in this prize giveaway right now. We're gonna go ahead and shuffle it 3 times.
1, 2, and 3.
All right, you guys. Here we go. Good luck, everybody.
It's gonna be
Boom! Enough Dragon, you are the winner. Enough Dragon, you are the winner. Are you here? Are you here?
Rigged.
Enough Dragon says rigged. Alright, Enough Dragon. Pick a number between 1 through 4. The grand prize has to land on the number that you pick, but as a member of the Saru Crew Elite, you get to pick whichever of the regular prizes you want. So the number is just in case the big prize comes out on the number, you win the big prize. But if you don't, you still get to pick. Yeah, he's elite. Since you are elite, you still get to pick whichever of the regular prizes that you want. So go ahead and he picks number 3. Don't break Gacha-chan new.
No. Oh no, I broke it.
Oh no, it's stuck.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
Alright, there we go. Ball number 1. Ball number 1 is. What is this? Oh, it's one of those creatures from Shin Megami Tensei. We got this. Do you remember when we went to Namba Walks?
Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Not Namba Walks. Namba Parks. Namba Parks, that Namco thing. This came from there. This came from that Namco in Namba Parks. All right, ball number 2. Ball number 2 is a set of Virtua Fighter pins. There is Kage and Akira, I think. Is that his name? Kage? Alright. Ball number 3.
That's your.
He's elite. He can pick whichever he wants. Ball number 3 is another set of Virtua Fighter pins. This is his name Jackie? Is that his name? And then you have this old man. What is this old man's name? Mark Dow, you know. What is he? Shun? Or something? I don't know. I don't know what his name is. But he's from Virtua Fighter. So 2 Virtua Fighter pin sets, huh? Alright, ball number 4. Ball number 4 is this one bitch from Spy Family. What is her name? Your mom.
Your mom.
You're from Spy Family. And because you are a member of the Elite, you also get 2 bonus balls. Bonus ball number 1 is this Taiko no Tatsujin tape from a set of different Taiko tape. And then bonus ball number 2 is, I think, a Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Trunks.
Bonus ball number 2 is Trunks with a really big dong. And he goes with his own Dragon Ball. Like that. So cute. Alright. Pick one. Let me know if you want me to show you again. There were 2 pin sets. There were 2 pin sets, Akira and Kage. The other pin set was Jackie and some old man. I'll take Dong Trunks, says Nuff Dragon. Alright. Dong Trunks is yours. That is your prize. Congratulations. This will be in your box. In the box of Nuff. Thank you, Nuff, for playing.
Shundi says marked out.
Oh, I was close. I was close. I knew it was something. I'm not the biggest Virtual Fighter fan. But there you go. Congratulations. And thank you for playing. And thank you for also supporting us on Patreon. Big thanks to all of you who do support us on Patreon. That does help us out a lot.
I think what happens
This is
when I push, when I push
too
it
many
down-
balls?
No, that's too many balls. Is that when I push it down, all the balls go right here. So the next balls are the same ones.
Oh, okay. Can't you just shake them?
I can shake them. Might have to just like
Yeah, just slide them in the back.
slide them in the back.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think a big thing is because it's a small.
The small one, yeah.
So there isn't a lot of room. That thing is so cute.
It is.
We've had that for years.
Oh, shit.
What is that? say?
Let's have Braylon get Peeker Doll Charm. This should cover it.
Aw, that's awesome. Thank you, Matthew. Look at that. Very cool.
So
All right,
Braylon,
you get a charm as well. Very cool. Thank you, Matthew. That's so nice of you. Spreading that love. Thank you. Nuff Dragon says thanks for jamming it in my box. That's awesome. Thank you, Matthew.
I need water.
Braylon says le gasp. I brought you a
gasp.
water. You still have more water here. Do you want soda? Might be better. Le gasp.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Very cool of you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Matthew. Very awesome. Yeah, just put... How many is that? 1, 2, 3,
4.
4. Cool. Braylon says, thank you, Matthew. You've been so nice to me. That's how it is around here. That's how it is. We try to help each other in whatever way we can. That's how the Saru crew has been since the beginning. Anyone who's working on stuff, I always try to amplify my friends here as well. So if you're a creator of something, I will always try to amplify what you're doing. I've done it for countless people. So if there's anything you guys are working on and you want me to amplify it here, like a project, do let me know and I will amplify it. Or if you're a content creator, I will amplify your channel. You know, with our audience here, a lot of people who started streaming started with audiences that came from our very own community. When Alucard first started streaming, like everyone who was coming to his streams in the beginning was all people from our very own Saru crew. That's just how it is. I'm not crying, you're crying. Says Gordos. We try to help each other here, however we can.
What, did you see the new charm?
Johnny Graphics says true. Speaking of Johnny Graphics, go check out his channel. We did a podcast. I am on as a regular guest. Well, I mean, regular guest, semi-regular guest. I don't know how you would call that, but I have fun doing that stuff with Johnny Graphics. So definitely check out Johnny Graphics' channel. Very cool stuff. There it is, Matthew. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Man, Matthew is on it. There's Johnny Graphics channel. Make sure to check him out.
He's faster than me.
We did a podcast for the PC Engine our top 3 PC Engine games and some personal stories. Definitely check it out. Really cool stuff.
Oh, awesome. Graphics.
And also make sure to check out that interview with Rover Braylon set up. Oops, I just went away. I just had it. Let me go back. I just had it.
Johnny, I'm dropping a new video tomorrow morning, actually, says Johnny Graphics.
Nice! Do we get a hint as to what? There we are. Okay. And then this video here.
Thank you, Matthew. He posted it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the interview with Rover that Braylon set up that you can watch. Thank you, Matthew. I'm like trying to find it on the Discord. I'm so slow. But yes, that is it. Check it out. But yeah, Braylon, if you spend a little more time here, you'll realize that we all like to help each other out. I know you're new here. I'm not sure what your impressions are of the community thus far, but we try to help each other where we can. So hopefully that comes through. But anyhow, somebody give me a new soundtrack. All the remaining tracks on this Castlevania one have all seemed to have been like kind of Doom tracks. Kirby, says Matthew. That is one serious jump of styles.
Then we got one from Monster World 4 and Klonoa soundtrack.
Klonoa. Ooh, Klonoa's good too. We'll start with Kirby. All right, we're changing the mood. We're changing the mood for sure. We're gonna do Kirby. Where is it?
We should do Klonoa is a good idea, says Randrick.
Yeah, Klonoa's a great one too. We'll listen to Little Kirby and then we'll jump to Klonoa. I love the way they talk in Klonoa. Alright, let's see. Which Kirby? God, there's so many like fan albums and shit. It's like, just take me to the game. Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
What's up, Charlie Ward?
Charlie Ward, welcome. Long time no see. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome. I guess we'll just do the NES one. I was trying to do Super Deluxe, but I couldn't find it. Oops. So we'll just do NES Kirby. How about that?
Talking soundtracks. Our question today, Charlie Ward, is what video game boss is your favorite?
Yes. So feel free to join the conversation in the chat. Let me know, Charlie Ward, who was your favorite video game boss? And speaking of which, we just got done with the Gachapon, so we're going to go back to who your favorite video game bosses are and why. Number 10 comes to us from Mad Dog Wheaton. Says, personally, my favorite video game boss would be Deuce from Xenogears, because not only is the penultimate final boss of my favorite video game of all time, but it's one of the toughest bosses in battles. One of the toughest boss battles in JRPG history. I don't know what. There's also Alpha Weltall from the same game, as you also get the feeling of facing off against Char Ensemble type arch rival with his ultimate mobile suit. Very cool. Deuce was the red-haired one, right, in Xenogears? I don't remember who Alpha Weltall is. That game is I did beat that game. That game is a long game, and that had an amazing gameplay mechanic style that I really, really liked. I liked the way that that game played. Very cool. Well, thank you, Mad Dog Wheaton, for that answer. Very cool. Very cool. Xenogears is an awesome RPG. Nerd Strategy says, I like Gourmet Race. I should learn to play that, says Nerd Strategy. Charlie Ward says, I have to think about that one. He says, Aoi Satan from Sakura Wars 1 has got to be mine. A good guy turned villain, if you've seen the anime. Yes. Yeah, he's a cool villain. He's a cool villain. I love Sakura Wars. Well, you know that already. I also love me some Sakura Wars. Sakura Wars. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Yes. A panda terrorized the chat. Did Saru and Jesse give their answers? Mine was Darm from the East series, because he terrified me. Because he looks like Satan. Except his eyes are full of blood. Oftentimes, like I said, I always answer like some East related answer, but he was very terrifying. He was very scary. And left an impression. Definitely left an impression. What would yours be?
Mine, I have so many.
If you had to pick one favorite boss, either because he was cool or like he left an impact, or in my case, he was mildly traumatizing.
Well, I already said the whole like the twin sisters from Ocarina of Time, but if I had to pick, it would be the last boss of Secret of Mana. It's just that last boss is kind of, it was cool to fight, but the ending was just so sad. Ending was just like you're about to kill a boss. You're about to kill a boss and also kill your teammate at the same time.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
40-year-old spoilers.
I know.
Good answer, Jesse. Yeah, that ending, man. It's bittersweet.
Oh my god.
You know.
I cried.
Jesse's crying right now, actually.
I am crying right now.
He's crying thinking about it. We're all joking up. Charlie Ward says, I'd like to get into the East series, mate, but don't know where to start. Nurse Strategy says, start with East Chronicles or East 8. So, I always like to recommend starting off with a newer East game and then going backwards to the originals, depending on your gameplay style. If you're a person who doesn't mind a little bit of archaic gameplay, then I would recommend to start off with some version of East 1 and 2, right? East 1 and 2 Chronicles is a good way to start the series. It starts at the very beginning, but it could also be archaic to some. Since you like older games, Charlie Ward, I would recommend starting off with maybe East 1 and 2. Chronicles isn't as old and still kind of fun, but the bump system turns people off. So I don't know if that's something. You don't have an attack button in the first East 1 and 2 games. You have to bump into enemies, and like I said, that's kind of a turnoff for people. If that is the case, but you still want to kind of stay on the retro side of things, you can maybe start off with one of the third generation East games, like Oath of Felghana or Ark of Nepishtim. What's the other one? East Origin. East Origin has modern gameplay. I did in fact buy East Origin on Switch digitally when it was on offer, but not loaded it up yet. Oh, well, you can start if you want to start chronologically at the beginning. Origins would be a good way to start. I always recommend people play 1 and 2 first and then play Origins, but you can chronologically start at Origins and you would be fine. There might be the occasional reference back to East 1 and 2 that you might not get, but I think it's completely fine to start with Origins and then go from there. And if you like East Origins, then maybe you could start off with, East 1 and 2. The way that the East games work is they're accounts of Adol's adventures, right? So every adventure in Ys is a different account in Adol's logbook of adventures, and I think he has like 100 adventures or something like that. So even though the Ys games take place in different timelines, you can still play them in the order they were released and not chronologically and still be fine with it. So like I said, starting off with Origin would be good too. So maybe you can do that and then try to play 1 and 2. Chronicles, you can get Chronicles Plus on Steam. I don't know if you play games on Steam, but if you do, you can get them on Steam for like $5 when they go on sale. You can get 1 and 2 for like $5. If not, you could also play the PSP one. PSP has Chronicles, which is really good. If you're looking to play it on a console, the PSP one is a good way to play that one as well. But if you want to go really old school, you could play the TurboGrafx CD version, which is the one I started with back in my teens.
But for me, if you play Ys Origins, you won't understand it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's some references, right, that you won't understand.
That's like, for me, it's like starting Star Wars Episode 1 and 2 and 3 first. It's like, no, you got to start with 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. Because then if you start 1, 2, and 3, you're gonna know who Darth Vader is, you know. So it doesn't make sense. I mean, you're gonna spoil 3 and 4 and 5. You're gonna know you're gonna know their twins are gonna be, you know, their brother and sister from the start.
That's true. So it just depends on how you want to approach it. But Jesse does make a point. It is kind of like Star Wars. If you were to watch Star Wars chronologically, that's kind of what you would get, right? Like if you watched, you know, episodes 1, 2, and 3 first, that's kind of like how playing Ys Origin is before playing Ys 1 and 2. So it is kind of like that. But if you do play through Ys Chronicles, they're not very long games. You can beat 1 in probably a single sitting. Depends on how much time, and then you can probably beat 2 in a couple. Just depends on how long you want to play, because there's a couple areas that are kind of mazy, and that's kind of where like it takes up the time. Is these maze areas. Let's see here. Saru's talking about Ys. Drink, says Mark Dell. From what I remember, they only start talking about previous adventures on Ys 8, if I remember correctly. Ys 1 and 2 are mentioned a lot. Actually, Ys 10 talks about what happened in Asteria on a couple occasions, actually. Let's see what else. If you play Ys 10 also mentions Celceta, because they're going to Celceta. So if you played Memories of Celceta first and then play Ys 10, you'll see them mention, you know, that they're going to Celceta. Charlie Ward says, I used to call them Wise, not Ys. Wise.
It's funny. You know what? Play however you want. Most people don't read anyways.
That's funny. But if you're looking to have fun with a modern action JRPG, then you can easily start off with any of the new ones, right? 7, 8, or 10. I don't recommend 9 as a starting point. But yeah, maybe like... Or Celceta, Memories of Celceta. You can start off... If you're looking to play one of the modern ones that are good, Memories of Celceta, Ys 7, Ys 8, and Ys 10. Ys 10 has a lot of, like... You're on a boat a lot, too. So, maybe not start off with Ys 10. 7, 8... Memories of Celceta, 7 or 8, I would say. Salsetta is also cheap physically, says Nerd Strategy.
Rantrick says
9 is the most current Adol adventure chronologically speaking. Yes. It's currently his most recent adventure where he is the oldest. I thought East 9 was the starter one. No. East 9 is the last. It's in the story. It's his last recorded adventure that was made into a game. Yeah. So you definitely... East 9 should be the last game you play.
And you throw it in the trash.
And then you... It should be the last game you play, not just in terms of, you know, the chronological order, but also because it's going to be the one that might be hardest to get into. East 5 is only available in Japan, but it does have a fan translation. We patched... I have the original East 5, and we downloaded a patch. The Polymega lets you run patches in tandem with your games. And so we played East 5 on the Polymega with a patch. And that's how we beat it. But East 5 is like... It's a hard game to play. It's weird. It's not terrible, but it's not good. Everything about East 5 feels off. The music is nothing like East games. The gameplay is weird. They have a cough drop.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's starting to give me trouble.
Matthew
says, so Saru, when is East 100 coming out? And are you going to play it? I will probably not be on this planet. Yes, Dogi and Adol, where Dogi has the high ground. I thought you were going to say where Dogi wears the high heels.
The high ground, do you mean that Dogi's on top? You know, in the future, a lot of people here are talking about East. We should have a question. You know, what's your favorite East game and why?
And every answer will be East 8. Does the patch make it easier? Says GT Beakerman. Charlie Ward says, I've been playing the 3DO library recently on emulation. Such a bad system. Your thoughts? I am the owner of 2 3DOs and a bunch of 3DO games, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask. I kind of like the 3DO. I don't know why. It's such a weird console, and I am not the type of person who would get into such a console traditionally, right? But I don't know. Somewhere in, you know, I had bought one in 1998, and it had a weird charm. I liked it. I ended up liking it, and I like, you know, I have a library of games. I still have actually a lot of my 3DO games. You know, I have like Gex and like Road Rash and Alone in the Dark, and then I bought a bunch of Japanese games too. There were some anime games on it as well that I really like that you can't play anywhere else. Like, there's a Sailor Moon and a Yu Yu Hakusho game.
You have Need for Speed too?
Yeah, I have Need for Speed. So I have a lot of the games that were pretty decent on the 3DO, and I have some like weird oddball Japanese games on the 3DO. So I kind of like the 3DO. I kind of like it. I'm a fan of the console. I know it's not the best console, but I don't know why. I can't explain why I like it. I think because I got one, you know, in 1998 for a crazy deal, because the person I got it from really needed money, and so like he sold me like his 3DO with like 6 games, I think, for something crazy. It was like, I don't remember. I think I paid like $60 for this 3DO and like 4 or 5 games, and I got into it. If it wasn't for me getting it so cheap back then, I would have probably never cared. But I have like a whole row of 3DO games too. somewhere. They're not visible. They're back there. They're down there. But
They're right there.
I think those are.
Yeah, those are right.
Yeah, I have a number. I like it. I have a number 3DO games, and it's fun. Johnny Graphics says the 3DO is so weird. I love it. It is. It's a quirky console. Matthew says with Sailor Moon 3DO as the best game ever. The game is not bad actually. I really like the hand-drawn animation in 3DO. The intro is the weird part about 3DO, Matthew. It's weird.
I know that intro. Oh my god.
Let's see here. Matthew says East 5 was rushed. 3DO has a great Wing Commander game, says Martel. I don't know. I played it before. I'm not a big fan of those kinds of games. So I don't know how it compares to other ones, but if you say so, I believe it. Let's see here. I thought East 9 was the last game. Martel says East 9's the last game you ever play before you die. Randrick says, too bad the PS2 version of East 5 is not translated. It's much better than the Super Famicom version. Yeah, it looks really nice too. That game is so expensive now. I'm so glad it's in my collection already because I feel like I would never be able to afford that game. I bought that box, that whole set with my box set of that came with I'm trying to see, East 3 Wanderers of East, East 4 Mask of the Sun, and East 5 Kefin City of Sand, and I paid under $100 for all of it used. And it even has a slot for the other East games on the PS2. Let me show you really quick. Totally went off track. Uh-oh. We got Saru talking about East again. Okay. I have returned. I need to show you because it has been brought up. But I had bought this collection here. The East Collection box by Taito. And it was all a set. I bought the whole thing from a friend for, I don't remember, like $80 or something.
Mark doesn't need to redeem it since Saru is small, like shocked to talk about when he talks about East.
And it has a slot for your other East stuff, which is pretty awesome. I like that they do that. But basically 2 of these were released. So like East 1 and 2 Eternal Story is based on East 1 and 2 Eternal for PC. This one was published by Digicube under license from Falcom. This is basically what you get in Chronicles also. But this was before Chronicles, so the artwork is slightly different. The intros are the same because they all come from the original Eternal releases. But Digicube fucked this one up in so many ways. The game is buggy. It's so weird. Like there's parts that like flip out during the game. I don't know. They did something weird with it. And then Konami released E6, The Ark of Nepishtim. This one also came out in English. They messed up a bunch of stuff with this one as well, but this is how I got into this game. Was the PS2. I didn't play the PC version at this time. I played through it on the PS2, and we just played it again on Steam. Did we beat it? We did, yeah.
We did, yeah.
We did, yeah. And then these 3 are the ones that came in the box. These were released by Taito and are now rare for some reason, especially this. I think this one is the rarest one right now. Because they also sold them individually, but I got them in this set. This is an interesting remake of East 3. It is in 2D. Taito released all 3 of these. They also changed these 2 to be like isometric, top view isometric view, like Ark of Nepishtim or those other games, where these traditionally were just top down. So they try to make these more like the modern East games, like Ark of Nepishtim or whatever. But I thought it was really cool for them to make the slipcase and for them to have the foresight to leave 2 spots for games that they didn't even make, because Taito didn't have anything to do with these. So the fact that they made this box big enough to put all of those PlayStation games is kind of amazing. It's kind of cool. I really like that they did that. I will be doing another one of these East collection videos. I did one as a VGST many years ago, but I want to do one again. It's just like a proper video that wasn't originally a live, right? Because the original video I did was from a live, so I kind of want to do it again. All right.
Randrick says,
let me go back. Oh my god, I missed so much. I'm so sorry. Saru, did you do that yourself? What did I do? I must have missed it. I'm so sorry. This thing? Context. Let's see. I had a laugh trying out Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
who said that?
Let's see here. Also had fun with Way of the Warrior. Gordo says, I'd like the next game to go back to the Origins Chronicles Felghana gameplay and a bump system option select. I'm not sure that's ever going to happen. I think East has already like moved beyond that. So I doubt we'll get a game that's like the Felghana or Ark of Nepishtim engine. Freaking 3DO was the price of a PS5 at the time, says Randrick. Mark Dell says, looks like 3DO has a good shot of being on the Mister along with the CDI and the Jaguar. Man, that would be awesome. If they do put the 3DO on the Mister, that would be sweet. Because, like, my 3DOs are falling apart. They still work, but, like, I have to push the tray back in on my Gold Star 3DO. It ejects fine, but it doesn't suck it back in. Matthew says, oh, good, Mark. Then Saru can play the 3DO games on the Mister. JT says, Exceed Games should send that Oath of Felghana treasure box to Saru. He's like the biggest East fan, says JT. Thank you, JT. I appreciate that. I did get a poster, which was awesome. I got the #1 print for this thing from Pinbox. So the fact that I got the very first, I got this East 10 Glycine thing. I made a video about it. I got #1 of 25. I don't want to show it because I have it in a protective thing and I want to get it framed. But I did get this, which was super awesome. I was super happy about that. Here, can you put that back? Yeah. Very, very cool. I did a video about it. It's not the best video, but I just wanted to show that I got it. Let's see here. Nuff Dragon says, cool, I always wanted a 3DO. I think 3DOs are not expensive. I think you can get the Gold Star one for pretty cheap. Let's see here. Saru will be happy to know after the 3DO, I'll be retroactively going from TurboGrafx CD and the PC98 libraries. Oh, nice. I think on the Mister you can do like 3DS or 3DS. PC98 stuff, yeah. Nuff Dragon says, I used to watch Twitch TV shows from 1995 which reviewed 3DO games. That's awesome. What was the name of this show? It was a Twitch TV show? Charlie Ward says, CDI is another one. Saru doesn't like Wing Commander. Shocked Pika face. I so loved Wing Commander on Amiga, says Matthew. Anyone on here a fan of the game library on Apple? Pippin and Amiga CD32. I always wanted an Amiga CD32. Would have been cool to have one. They're way too expensive now, but I would have loved an Amiga CD32. Martel says, we need a redeem that sends Saru a small electric shock when he talks about these. Like some sort of hamster. I'm like, oh my god, East! Ah! Wise. A redeem that has Saru drink soju every time he talks about East. I would probably die of liver disease and kidney failure. Saru, I got one hell of a deal for East 3, 4, and 5 on PS2. $70 Canadian for all of them, and they are like new with the insert. I found this auction a few years ago on eBay. Have you seen how much they go for now, Randrick? Dude, $70 Canadian? That's crazy cheap. That is so cheap. Yeah, I got these. I bought this from a friend, so it was like $60 for the 3 of them. So we're talking like $20 a game. But if you go look and see what they cost now, they're crazy. Especially East 5. I'm like, damn. Insane how expensive that is. Didn't realize how big this franchise was, says Charlie Ward. Yeah, it's huge, says Gordo Steen. Matthew says, and East could have been on the Sega Mega CD. It almost did. Under the Sega Falcom moniker. I think Popful Mail was the only thing that came out right under the Sega Falcom moniker. Let's see here. I recently played through Popful Mail on Sega CD to completion last week. Very enjoyable. Gutted the series never continued. Yeah, Charlie Ward, Popful Mail is a great one. Suck it. Saru, I just found a webpage talking about modding the PS2 ISO for East 5. What do you mean? Like, for English? Is there an English patch for East 5? No way. Dude, if there is, I will patch it. And I will stream it. Nerd Strategy. I'll check it out Tuesday because I got a free McBoot memory card. I have one of those MSXPSIO, whatever those things are. But it seems to like take a shit when it comes to like FMV. It's like, it weirds out. Braylon says, I want an Apple Pippin, but it's stupid. Man, I saw a Pippin for like $200, but I'm like, what would I do with this? What would I do with a Pippin? Saru had a Sega Pico during the pandemic. I did. You know who got it? Charlie Ward. And we kept one of those games from that thing. I don't know if you knew that, Charlie Ward, but we kept this one. The Sonic one. Cause look at it. This was clearly like the best thing in that collection. Was this Sonic Game World? So we kept it. Is it?
Yeah.
Like it's like rare or something?
I see one for like $145.
Really? Wow, that's crazy. But yes, look at that, Charlie Ward. I don't know. I couldn't part with it. I was like, man, I feel like that would be something I would never come across again. You know what I mean? So I kept it. Yes, memory card speeds are very, very slow, says Matthew. Pico Fun. Hey, Scruffy looking RGB. Welcome in, Scruffy. How you doing?
Cheapest one's $80. Still.
Oh, okay. But still,
yeah.
$80. Welcome in, Scruffy looking RGB. How are you,
Welcome
sir?
in, Scruffy.
How are you? How is the Scruffy?
How's the Mr. Donut? Oh, I want Mr. Donut.
I know.
The chocolate donut. Oh, they're so good.
Here's Scruffy looking RGB's channel. Make sure to check him out. Some cool contents. Saru gets a Mega Engine next. Probably not. Saru should get a Benno in next. What is that? I don't know what that is. Is that another Pico console type thing? I recently found out about the Pico 2. Oh, okay. Matthew says, if only East was on the Sega Pico, then Saru would have kept the system. Let's see here. Sent you a link. I don't know at the moment. On Discord? Just put it in the Nihon Falcom section. We have a Nihon Falcom section in Discord. Put it there. That way others can look at it too. The Benno has the same power as the Sega Genesis. Interesting. Cassius, I just saw you popped in. What's up, Cassius? He says, I was actually just playing NBA Jam with the lady friend, says Cassius. Welcome in. How are you, Cass? Thank you for stopping in. Charlie Ward's. Oh, brother, sorry, get a play date. I'm going to be making a game for it. It's why I learned Lua. Really? That's awesome.
Nice.
Very cool. Let me know when you make whatever you make, and we'll share it here. The play. That's a cute. Is that the one with the crank? Is it? I think it is, right? It looks cute. It's oh yeah, it is. It is. That's so cute. That's so cute. How much is the play date?
Oh yeah, we played Marcel's play date.
Order now for $1.99. Oh man. It's a little expensive. It's a little expensive. Ooh, it has like a little cover case thing. Oh.
We played it.
That's cute. Yeah, Mardell brought his play date with him when we met up.
It was at the restaurant.
At Metro Pizza, right?
No, it wasn't Metro Pizza. It was at that restaurant when we saw that bummed elevator. Ever. We opened.
Oh, that's right. We went to that izakaya thing. When are you coming back to Vegas, Mardell? You should go to Game On.
Get a loopy.
Mardell. Get a loopy. You know, I legit almost bought a loopy, but I didn't have the luggage space for it. I was tempted. This was back in like 2018. I saw a loopy. Where did I see it? Was it 2018? I saw a loopy at Beep, and Beep was like getting rid of all of their like retro stuff and like console stuff. And then they brought it all back, but they had a loopy there for like the equivalent of $100, and I almost bought it. But then I was like, man, what am I gonna? First off, what am I gonna do with it? Second off, where the hell am I gonna put it? So I don't know. Let's see here. Martel says I made a DVD screensaver for the Playdate in Lua. I think it's gotten a lot easier to make games for it than it used to be. Saru gets a Playdia. I almost bought a Playdia. I was so close, and then I bought a PCFX because I was like, I can only buy one. Which one do I buy? And I bought a PCFX. But when I bought the PCFX, I was almost gonna buy a Playdia because the Playdia came with both a Dragon Ball game and a Sailor Moon game for $200, the same price I paid for my PCFX, and I was like, what do I do? Which one do I get? So I ended up getting a PCFX because, you know, PC Engine's successor and all that, even though it kind of sucks ass. Even though the PCFX sucks ass, it's at least a cool looking console. I don't think the Loopy is that expensive. I don't think so either. I think it's a cheap console because what can you do with it? You can't really do anything with it. So, yeah. I'm sure if I wanted to get one, next time I went to Japan, I could probably find one for cheap. But it's too much. I feel like it would take up too much luggage space for like things that are important. And when I'm going to Japan, I'm always shopping for people too. Like I do the whole game hunt for the Saru Crew Elite people and stuff like that. We buy a bunch of stuff. So like I feel like it would just be a waste of space to get something like a Loopy. Now, a Marty or something like that, that's different. Matthew says, have it print out Yuki stickers. Let's see. What did I miss? No fan-made Garfield on the Playdate, Mark. Let's change that, Mark. Let's change that. Let's make a thing for the Playdate. I would need to get a Playdate first. I would need to get one. Martel, we could make one. I could do the sprites for it. I just have to learn how to do it. I just have to learn.
I can make a Garfield game.
What would I use the crank for? Eating lasagna? Yes! Exactly!
Perfect.
Exactly. There could be like a lasagna eating mini game. that's timed, right? Like you got only a certain amount of time to use the crank. He eats the lasagna. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
And you have to switch between hands. So like, it tells you use your left hand, you gotta crank it to the left. Use your right hand, you get crank it to the right.
How would you? I guess because the crank's only on one side.
No, look, see how that one's going left and right.
Oh, I see. Like clockwise
Yeah,
or
clockwise
or counterclockwise. Gotcha. Saru, speaking of handheld, how you experience with GB Studio going? Well, I'm not doing the actual like putting of the game together with either one of the GB Studio projects. I'm only doing the graphic stuff for it. But it's cool. I'm enjoying making pixels. I'm actually doing two different projects with two different people, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Garfield Lasagna Party is on Switch, says Nuff Dragon. No, right now my focus is on a bunch of different things. Bedtime for me. Have a good night. Oh, good night, Randrick.
You should read Randrick before he leaves.
Oh.
Randrick, go to 18.
I'm gonna read Randrick's before he takes off. All right, going back to the secret question. To the weekly. It's secret. Going back to the weekly question: who is your favorite video game boss in a video game, and why? Randrick says the one boss I remember doing over and over was Mother Brain in Super Metroid. It was the first boss I fought with a scripted sequence, and that was amazing. When the Metroid saves Samus by sacrificing itself and giving her power, that was simply just too epic.
Yeah, I agree.
I know that scene is like, aw, little Metroid. Metroid was like, nah. And then it died. Very cool. Awesome. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree.
Metroid guy.
Oh, I loved it. Metroid Prime, Super Metroid is one of my favorite games.
Of all time? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a whole Metroid collection as well. He has a Metroid shrine. Beep boop. Alright. That was the one track I really wanted to hear in this whole thing. Now we're moving on to Klonoa. You never played Klonoa?
Yeah, I have.
It's so cute. They have like a little language that they speak that's adorable. It's adorable. Charlie Ward says, what's your biggest disappointment console? Not your worst, but biggest one that you expected to be better.
That might be tough. Well, the Wii U. For me.
Maybe the N64. I feel like I was expecting more from the N64. I was going to say PS4. PS4 actually had a lot of good games that I liked. Maybe PS5, because I don't have one. There isn't a game. I haven't had a reason to buy the PS5. I feel like if I would have bought the PS5, I would have been disappointed with it. Because there's nothing on the PS5 that I want that I can't get anywhere else. That's what I feel like. I feel like the PS5, had I bought it, I would have been disappointed with it. Beep boop. I saw the VU engine software now to allow you to make Virtual Boy games. That would be fun. For the Playdate? How would that work? That's kind of cool. Let's see here. JT says Super Metroid is the best Metroid ever, says JT. Matthew says Klonoa 1 and 2 Remastered is on Switch. I know, I was excited. I was going to get it, and then I never got it. How about Turbo Metroid, says GT Peterman. The PS3 was a disappointment for me. Man, really? There was a lot on the PS... The PS3 had tons of stuff that I liked. I was still... When I got the PS3, I was still very far up Sony's ass with stuff. I was pretty much like super team Sony up until the PS5, really. When the PS5 was announced, I was like, that looks like shit. And then when they started like going through the library, I'm like, there is not a single exclusive on this console that I want. The only exclusive that I was interested in was Stellar Blade, and that's coming to PC now. So it was like, what do I need to, I can just get it on PC now when it finally does come out. Best thing about the PS5 is just playing PS4 games at a higher frame rate, says Johnny Graphics. That's a good reason. Desert Lizard, what's up? He says, Saru God. What's up, Desert Lizard? Welcome in. How are you? ¿Cómo estás?
Also, JT asked, how did you like the last episode of Daima?
It was great. I liked. We were talking about Daima earlier. It's good. The one thing I really like, JT, about Daima is the animation quality. I feel like the animation quality in Daima is so good. I don't know if I care about the final battle that's happening right now. I think it's like I can't take what's his name seriously at all. But the animation has been good. Super good.
I feel like to me the boss battle isn't like the guy, the last, well, him. I don't want to say
I think he's just a catalyst for like everyone just,
getting together.
Yeah. Friend, like he's just there as like a. I feel like Daima is more lighthearted. It's been a lighthearted Dragon Ball show, right? Because no one's died in Daima.
No. I feel like Daima is just to show Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah,
basically.
I think Daima was a way to introduce Super Saiyan 4 into the canon, and to introduce new characters, and to explain the stopgap between, because Super is canon, right? So I think it's there to explain the stopgap between Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super and what happened everywhere in between. So that's what I think here with Daima. JT says PS4 was great, Saru. Yeah, I love the PS4. I have tons of PS4 stuff still. Same PS3 for me too. It was my Blu-ray player. Don't recall any games I own for it. I have a shit ton of PS3 games. There was tons on PS3 that I got. A lot of quirky fighting games on it that I really enjoyed. I loved what was it called? Folklore was awesome. Freaking Trusty Bell. What is it called? Eternal Sonata for the PS3. Man, shit tons of fighting games. Chaos Code first came out on that. The one game, Underbirth Midnight Super Abortion Plus, Aquapazza. There was a bunch. There's like Super Robot Wars, the Ninja Gaiden Sigma games. I don't know. I love the PS3. I had like 3 PS3s actually. PS3 had El Shaddai too. That game rules. I've never played that. It looks interesting though.
Markdown, you never heard of Eternal Sonata?
Charlie Ward says best underrated game on PS3, Eternal Sonata. Charlie Ward says, damn, you read my mind, Saru. It really is, dude. Eternal Sonata is great.
Oh my god, it's an amazing game.
It's an amazing game. I wish I had kept my copy of it. I don't have.
I have my copy somewhere. I just don't know where it is.
You have the Xbox one though.
Yeah, the Xbox one. We have 2 Xbox 360s.
Yeah. The PS3 version of Eternal Sonata is the superior version.
Yeah, it is.
It is superior.
You don't have it, huh?
Not anymore. I used to have it. I used to have that and Folklore and a bunch of games. There's a lot of games I don't have anymore. My library has dwindled down, but I did have a lot of good... I had lots of good games on PS3. Dude, PS3 is when, like, Blaze Blue, or Blay Blue, if you're reading it the Japanese one. But Blaze Blue was awesome. I really liked that on PS3. I love playing Rock Band. I played a lot of Rock Band on PS3. I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of good stuff. There was a lot of good stuff on PS3.
Oh, I love Heavenly Sword too, Matthew Roach. That was one of my favorite games.
For PS3?
For the PS3, yep. It was one of the launch titles, I think.
It was, yeah. It was a launch title. And didn't they eventually fix it? Because didn't they have like a bunch of problems control-wise? Or am I thinking of something else? I thought there was like some sort of control issues with that game that was the problem, right? Also, yes, PS3 version is superior to the 360 version, says Charlie Ward. The battle system on Eternal Sonata Trusty Belt is similar to the ARM system in Sakura Wars 3 and 4. It is! Markdale says, I think PS3 360 was the last era of good console exclusives. After that, you can just play games on PC. I agree. Yeah, I think after that, it was pretty much, you know, you can get everything on Steam now. Like, almost everything is on Steam, unless, you know, the only thing you have to worry about getting, like, exclusives that you know you're not going to get anywhere else is Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know, is Nintendo. And that's why you always get a Nintendo console. So you can have all your Marios. As far as Nintendo consoles go, I have loved every Nintendo console except the N64. The N64 is the only Nintendo console I could not get with. But outside of the N64, I absolutely loved... Shit, I even liked the Wii U, and the Wii U didn't have shit, and I still thought the Wii U was cool. You know, the Wii also... I had so much fun on the Wii. The Wii had so many fun... There were so many fun games on Blurry Slurry 64. Infinite Fog 64. Ridge Racer 7 is a must too. I love the newer Ridge Racer 7s. The new Ridge Racer games, not Ridge Racer 7 specifically, sorry. Saru's breaking my heart with his N64 comments. Is that your favorite Nintendo console?
Who said
Is
that?
it the N64? Braylon. So for me, alright, so here's the thing. I own an N64, right? I have a red one. And I have a pretty decent library of games, mostly Japanese games because they're cheaper. So I do have an N64. I don't completely hate it, and there are some games I do really like on it. Like let's see, there's I'm thinking. Let's see.
No, I hate it.
I can't do this. Sin and Punishment.
I lied.
Sin and Punishment, that's a good one. I don't own Sin and Punishment, though. You know, it's funny. A lot of the games that I do like, I don't even own. Like, I would have loved to have a copy of Bangayo. But, I mean, like, I have Puyo Puyon Party, I think, which is cool. I have Puyo Puyo Sun. There's the Bomberman games are cute on N64. There's also stuff like Banjo Kazooie,
Zelda, Star Fox.
See, I don't like any of those. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of like the 3D Zelda stuff. I love the 2D Zelda stuff. Once it went to 3D, I stopped caring.
Gauntlet Legends was good too.
GoldenEye, Wave Race, yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing's cool. So I don't totally hate the N64. For me, it's just the most disappointing of the Nintendo consoles. But I don't hate it. I don't absolutely hate it. But for me, it was the most out of all the Nintendo consoles. It was just the most disappointing. Brandon says, not my favorite, but I have the best memories playing with it with family members. That's another thing too, right? Because like I'm much older, so like during when the N64 was popular, people like me didn't play stuff like the N64 because we were all busy playing, you know, Street Fighter Alpha 2 and X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Symphony of the Night and stuff like that. So like my age group, it was not targeted to me. So that's another thing too, is that it just wasn't targeted to me, you know, and like the group of people that we were back then. But like I assume you're younger than me, so like, you know, for you it was probably like very memorable, and I think that's with a lot of people who are younger. It's very memorable for them, so they have fond memories of it. As to where with people like me, it was just a console that was there that your little brother got into, you know, or your little sister wanted to play Mario. But yeah, I'm 33, turning 34. Yeah, so for you, you have super fond memories of it because of your age range. So that's what it is. It just, for me, it was just completely different because, you know, I was already a teenager, young adult, so it was just, you know, it didn't really make a mark for me. But I could totally understand for people who were younger, it hit them way different, right? Because you're sitting there you're 5 years old playing Mario 64, and you're like, oh my god, you know, it's got to be mind blowing, right? Because it was mind blowing to people who were not 5 years old. It was a 3D game that was groundbreaking. It was a groundbreaking 3D game. So let's see here. But I totally get it. I totally get the fandom. It's okay. Nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect. Let's see here. MattBat64 will make you laugh. What is that? Is that a game? I've never heard of it. 3DS or GBA might be my favorite Nintendo system, says Mark Dell. Dude, GBA was awesome. I was a big fan of OG Game Boy and Game Boy Color because I didn't own a Game Boy like when it first came out. My first portable console was a Game Gear, actually. And I wouldn't get my first Game Boy until the Game Boy Color. And when the Game Boy Color came out, I was like, man, this is cool, and the batteries last so long. I think that was like a big thing, is that the batteries lasted so long. So then I just started buying, you know, cheap, loose games back then. And I quickly started really loving the OG Game Boy Color. So I have this would have been like 1990, whenever the Game Boy Color came out. Was it in 1998? I think it was like 1998 or 90. I don't remember. But I had this new fondness for Game Boy that I didn't have before that. My first Game Boy Color game was something called Power Quest by Sunsoft. And then I had Pokemon Blue because my partner at the time, we got matching. I got the transparent Game Boy Color, and he had the solid Game Boy Color, and I had Pokemon Blue, and he had Pokemon Red. So we were like super into Pokemon together, and it was the only Pokemon I ever played. After that, I was just like, bleh, bleh.
After that, every single game was almost
the same. Yeah, because I remember playing. What was the one that came out after that for Game Boy Color? Gold and Silver.
Yeah, Gold and Silver. Yeah.
And I started playing that, and I'm like, this game is exactly the same.
Yeah, it's exactly the same, basically.
And then after that, it kind of just broke the, you know, I was like, I can't do this.
Matching Pokemon games, pretty gay.
What?
Mark Dell.
Matching pretty gay. We did. We had matching Game Boys and Pokemon games. And let's see here. Saru, oh yeah, you must remind me. Please check out and play the indie game map at. Oh, it's an indie game for N64. Wow, that's cool. That's admirable. I don't think that's an easy thing to do. Yeah, indie stuff on N64. That's gotta be tough. Let's see. Oops, hold on. JT says N64 sucks ass. N64 sucks ass except for Ocarina of Time and Star Fox 64. GoldenEye is a meh game. Yeah, I said it. Let's see here. Bomberman Hero is my wife's favorite game of all time. That one's fun. The Bomberman games are fun on the N64. I like them. They're cool. I have 2 of them. I don't know. You know what else is fun on the N64? Is the Goemon games. The Goemon games on N64 are cool too. Those were the games. I couldn't think of what games that I had that I liked. I have the Bomberman games. Those are fun. I have the Goemon games. They're fun. So there are some decent games. I kind of want to get the Flying Dragon collection for the N64. I think it's called Hiryunoken Twin. I want to get that one. Let's see here. Plus PS1. It's because of Final Fantasy VII, Saru. That's why Nintendo 64 sucks. Dude, Final Fantasy VII was the first Final Fantasy game. So I understand when people I'm like Final Fantasy, how people are with Ys, right? Like a lot of people, Ys 8 was their first Ys game. Because I feel like Ys 8 was how Final Fantasy VII was for people new to the series. So that was my experience with Final Fantasy. 7 is my first Final Fantasy. Try out a cheap indie game known as Map at 64. Whoops. Shotgun Mario 64 is fun. Check that one out. What is that, like a ROM hack? Braylon says Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 7. GT Beakerman says Final Fantasy 4 overall. Oh no, why is it good? Lol. Let's see here. The best thing about the N64 is games still work. No CD rot. That's true. That is something that happens. You gotta be careful with your discs. You gotta make sure that they're not like... Because sometimes it develops on top of the disc. You gotta make sure to wipe that moldy stuff off, or it'll start chipping away at like the paint and stuff, and then your discs become unreadable. So that's true. Nuffy says Tifa's tatas overall. That's fair. All right, let's go back to the weekly question, you guys. What number derailment was that? All right, next one. Let's see. We did Mad Dog. Johnny Graphics. Number 11. Who is your favorite boss in a video game and why? Johnny Graphics says there are so many to choose from. The big guy in Splatterhouse with the chainsaw hands for one. That was low-key ripped off of in Resident Evil 4. And Dr. Neo Cortex from the Crash Bandicoot is super iconic. But my favorite would probably have to be Liquid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. He's just so relentless and hell-bent on bringing the world to its knees, even if it means destroying it in the process. Plus, his dynamic with Solid Snake is just so perfect that they are two sides of the same genetic coin. They hate each other, yet they give each other purpose, so they kind of need each other in a weird way, as we saw unfold in Metal Gear Solid 4. He intimidates everyone around him and even lives on through somebody else's body for a number of years. Liquid Snake is about as close to a perfect boss character as I have ever seen, says Johnny Graphics. Wow. That's awesome. I am not super familiar. Who said, oh, you know who was here earlier? Johnny Graphics was, DJC Games Studios was here. He was saying that, he also mentioned Splatterhouse as well. Did you draw that? That's so cute. The alcohol bottle now has a face. Why his tongue look like that though?
I don't know.
That's not where that line goes. That line makes it look like. That line makes it look like something else. Jesse is being artistic. Saru lagged. Oh no! Did I lag again?
Yeah, you lagged for a bit
Oh no! At what part? What was I saying?
when you were talking, doing the answer.
Oh, when I was doing the answer. Oh no! Do I need to read it again? He was saying that the boss from the chainsaw boss from Splatterhouse, and Neo Cortex from Crash Bandicoot, and Liquid Snake were his answers. But most of all, Mike Dell says, "I'm amazed there's no Psycho Mantis answer yet." Someone might say that. Or not. Love Metal Gear Solid 2, says Matthew. Shadow the Hedgehog is also a good villain turned hero. Braylon says Solidus Snake over Liquid Snake. It did Saru, as Saru was answering the question. Liquid Snake, good choice. Eating a cool new candy bar here. Wish I could send you guys some off of it through the screen. What is it? What's it called? We have a World Market. They might have it. What's the candy bar called? Let's see here. All right. Moving on. Next one. Cool. Great answer, Johnny Graphics. Next one comes to us from Mark Dell. Mark Dell says, maybe not my favorite, but one of the most obscure and memorable ones for me is from The Matrix Path of Neo. Okay, hear me out. At the end of the third Matrix movie, Neo sacrifices himself after battles with all the Smiths. This would have been a real shitty ending to the game. Instead of the Wachowskis appear on the screen in Atari 2600 graphic style and explain they wanted a more badass ending to the game, after a short bit of dialogue, you're thrown back into the game where the Smiths form together into a Mega Smith and you have a traditional and not exceptional boss battle. This caught me so off guard when I first played through this game, and it always stuck with me, says Mark Dow, and he also linked it. Let me see if I can pull it up here really quick. Let me just mute it. Here's the video. If you want some video, that's funny. It's kind of cool. Alright, I'm just gonna... Okay, I'll have to watch this later. This is like 10 minutes. I watched that intro though with the Atari 2600 style thing where they're explaining what they wanted to do. That's kind of cool. I like that. I could see how that would take you off guard, right? You're playing this game and then suddenly that happens. You're like, what the fuck? That's cool. That's interesting. But I linked it there if you guys want to watch it. There it is. I'll give it a watch through. Let's see here. Desert Lizard says, I wish I had worn the Pepsi Man costume as a kid. Interesting response, says Braylon. It doesn't match the tone of the rest of the game at all, says Mark Dell. Charlie Ward says, it's a Swizzles drumstick chocolate bar. A what? To the Googles. Did you look it up?
Yeah.
What is that? Swizzles. Ooh, that does look good. Why is it called drumstick? Like, is that an ice cream or something?
They have them on stock in Amazon.
Oh, cool. We can get them on Amazon. Put it on my wish list. We'll try it at some point. I will try it. What are squashies? They have different candies.
They have drumstick squashies.
They have drumstick squashies too. I want to try the chocolate ones. Interesting. Ooh, I want to try it. Alright. It's on my wish list for now, and at some point I will check it out. Alright, next one. Who is your favorite boss in a video game and why? Comes to us from the timing one.
I'm so glad I'm not on camera. Because you guys will see me shake so bad.
The timing for that was so funny. Because I'm like, the next one comes to us from Gotta Go Fast. Is Mark going to bed? He said, now it's time for me to sleep. This has been fun getting to hang out. Love to everyone here, says Mark Dell. Mark Dell, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. You have yourself a good night. And hopefully you can make it to the next stream. I'm thinking next Monday we're doing an Evercade stream again. Because I got new Evercade stuff to play. At a great price, dude. Famicom Collecting hooked me up with this guy who was selling Evercade stuff. And man, did he give me such a good deal on some games for so cheap.
Make Jesse set up the Amiga version. Yeah. Send me the links, I'll set it up.
Yeah, Jesse can do it.
We now only have like 8 more carts left.
Yeah, I think we have like 8 more Evercade carts left to get.
We have the full collection.
I bought a bunch from Famicom Collecting's friend. Have you seen my Evercade mascot? I was going to do an Evercade blog back in the day, but opted not to do it. I never have. I drew one as well. It's in my, it's old now, but back when I first got Evercade, like 5 years ago, I had done it. It's part of our thing.
I wonder if you ever put it on drive.
Maybe. No. Oh, you can kind of see him there. Kind of. You can crop the little one out. Look, that guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for how to crop. I believe it's if and F2.
Okay, I can just look it up on my phone too. It's fine. But yeah, I would love to see it. So what happened? But opted not to do it. What happened? Why did you end up not doing the Evercade? Your Evercade blog. Do you like? Are you into the whole Evercade ecosystem? I think it's cool. I really like the Evercade. I think it's a cool console. Especially if you want to collect physical stuff of things that you can't get anywhere else. Like the Toa Plan arcade collections are so cool. Like, I love that. That's weird.
That is weird.
You might have to download it and you do it on the computer, maybe? I don't know how you do it on the Mac, though. I fell out of love with the product after owning it for a short while. I still really like it. The original handheld was kind of ass, but once the VS came out, I totally fell in love with the VS. I totally fell in love with the VS. If the Evercade was open source and could emulate as well as play cartridges, I'd be up for it. You can emulate on the Evercade. They make a SD card. Also, not enough games for it. They trickle them out every so often. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they have a lot of games, actually. Not only do they, if you think about the games, I think there's lots of games. Because if you think about the collections, like so many collections have multiple games. Like a lot of indie devs, you know, there'll be collections where there's at least, at the very least, you're going to get 2 games per collection. But many times you get like, you know, some collections have 6 games. Some of them have 8 games. Some of them have like 10 or 12. Like those Atari collections. I mean, I have 3 rows of Evercade games. I think they've got a decent... I think they have a decent amount of games. They would have even more if they stopped making those stupid, like, exclusive Evercade consoles with the games locked onto them. I think that's such a dumb idea. I hate that. I hate that the most about the Evercade ecosystem are the games that are locked to their portable consoles. Because I don't fucking want them. You know, I want to play them in the console. There's an Evercade console, right? Like, put the games on cartridges and give people the choice if they want to play the games on cartridge or if they want to play them on their stupid little handhelds. They make these Evercade Super Pockets and they lock games to those Super Pockets. And I think it's the dumbest thing. It's like, just put it on a freaking cart. I hate that. I hate that they don't just put them on a cart. Or Namco carts that cannot be played on the VS. I think that's Namco's doing. You just put it on the corner. I like this. Was that on the thing?
Yeah.
Funny. There's a little Evercade thing that I made. God, like almost 6 years ago now. You don't realize how quickly time passes, but man, time goes by.
Good night, Enough Dragon.
Good night, Enough Dragon. Yeah, that's Namco's doing. But like the Super Pockets, I think like they could have wrangled a deal with the manufacturers to do them as carts. You know what I mean? I think maybe the manufacturers like, okay, you can do them, but you could only do it this way or this way. And then Blaze was like, oh well, let's make a console because we can sell more units or increase the ecosystem. I understand why they did it, right? Because they're trying to get more people into the Evercade ecosystem. And I think the Super Pockets are a good way to do that. Because some people will not bother buying them. Some people will not bother buying those Super Pockets. They won't bother buying an Evercade, but they'll buy a Super Pocket because it has Street Fighter 2 or whatever the hell, Mega Man, whatever the Capcom one had, I don't remember. And then realize that it plays cartridges, and then people are buying Evercade cartridges for their Super Pocket. So I get that. Oh my god, that's super cute! That's adorable. That's so cute. And that looks better than what the Evercade actually looks.
Yeah.
That's cute. I like that one. It's drinking coffee. Oh man. That's cool though. I really like it. It's adorable. Unless it is Capcom saying nope, digital pack-in only. I'm pretty sure that is Capcom's. That might be Capcom's doing maybe. But what about the title one? Like, I don't know. I feel like the title licenses would have been something that if they tried, they could have put those on carts. Did you ever receive your Analog Duo yet, Saru? Also, I'm interested in the Analog 3D. I did, and I've had mixed feelings about the Analog Duo. There's things I like about it, and there's things I don't like about it. So I have mixed feelings about it because there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't work. Powerful Mail doesn't work. A lot of games like crash. Like I'll be playing like a game and it'll crash. I was playing Private Idol and I was playing it live on stream and I was almost done with a chapter and it crashed and it threw me back so far. And Private Idol is like a adventure game, kind of visual novel kind of type thing. And there's a lot of reading. And so like after that, I just turned it off. I was like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
And so I've only completed one chapter of Private Idol because it crashed. So, and the crashes that happen seem to be random, right? Like, it doesn't always happen in the same spots. Like, it's very random. And like I said, some games just don't work. Like, Popful Mail just doesn't work. You get to a certain point, and it doesn't happen. So, it just depends. It just depends. The sound is off on it.
So Crash East 1 and 2. I've only seen it crash on Saru screens for East. Berlin says I'm official that he's been playing East 1 and 2. Berlin says that playing East 1 and 2 and it never crashed. And I'm official firmware.
Yeah, see, I jailbroke it, so that could be some. Well, I don't know, because I didn't do anything to it when we first got it. We didn't touch the firmware until much later.
And it crashed.
Yeah. So we were using the official firmware for a while until we actually decided to update it, because we didn't update it till much later to be able to play like all the other stuff. So mine was crashing, unless I got like a defective unit, maybe. I don't know.
Because it kept crashing. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna jailbreak it.
Yeah, and I ended up jailbreaking it out of frustration. I ended up jailbreaking it, but yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I got a unit that was defective. Who knows? I'm not sure. But yeah, it was a thing. All right, moving on. What did we do, Mark Dells? Who is your favorite boss in a video game and why? Next one comes to us from Motoko2030, aka Matthew Roach, says, my answer has to be Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. During my time playing the game on the PS1 back in the 90s, I never came across a boss like that. The way he could read my memory card and see all of the Konami games I had played, how many times I had saved in Metal Gear Solid to where I had put the plug on the controller port 2 to beat him. Wow. That's kind of cool, actually. I had heard about that. Let me lower this game. Let's see. That's sad to hear regarding the duo, says Charlie Ward. As for the Analog 3D, I'm hoping they allow you to overclock the games and frame rates. Matthew says, trouble with the Analog is they are not quick at pushing out firmware updates as of lately. They have stated that the Analog 3D will have a mode to overclock the RAM bus so games don't lag. That's cool. Yeah, I think I had bought the Super NT and then I bought the Analog, and I have the Analog Pocket. But I think that's it for I think I'm probably not going to buy any new Analog products unless they come out with like a PS2 kind of thing, maybe. Even though I don't think that's quite possible yet, but I mean, it could be in the future. If they did something like that, then maybe I'll buy one. But I think I'm done with the Analog stuff after the Duo. I think I'm probably gonna sell the Super NT and the Analog Duo, and just keep the Analog Pocket, because I feel like the Analog Pocket plays PC Engine better than the Analog Duo. You just can't put your real games in it. The 3D is going to be out in March, or in a month, so they say. Says Matthew. Yeah, Analog has some sort of obsession with being seen as some sort of ivory tower where they never communicate. Says Johnny Graphics. Charlie Ward says, I know you can patch SNES games with fast ROM to speed things up. That's kind of cool. For the Super NT, does the Super NT have overclocking features? I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like I never really used the Super NT to its full potential, really. I think I cracked it, and that's it. Or did I even crack it? I don't remember if I did or not. I might not have. I don't remember. Man, my throat has been like on and off with my throat being bad. Matthew says, plus the Super Station hopefully will be better since it has a powerful CPU and runs like the Mister, says Matthew. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited to see what that one does. I did order one, so we'll see. We'll see when I get it.
Same here. I've been sick for a few weeks since YouTube Crunch.
Me too. And it's like when I think it's going away, it like comes back. I'm like, man. And I can like really feel it in my throat again. I don't know what's going on. It's been like an on and off thing. I'm not sure. It's very weird though. I don't normally have colds linger so long, so I have no idea. I never had the flu. I just had like cold symptoms and like stuff with my throat, you know, like swelling and phlegmy and like where I feel my throat irritated and then it'll go away and then it comes back. Sometimes it happens up here too in my sinus area. So I don't know. It's weird. Charlie Ward says, I so wanted to get into FPGA, but the analog Mega SG disappointed me. I'm only interested in the 3D because emulation for N64 is spotty at best, says Charlie Ward. Did you get the Mega SG? It's funny because I wanted to get the Mega SG and then I wasn't able to. And then they sold out. What about the Mega SG disappointed you? Because like I had the Super NT and I thought the Super NT was pretty damn solid. It was pretty solid. Neti Pot. I don't know. Maybe. I have like a fear of drowning, so like I don't know that I could do the Neti Pot thing. I freak out when water goes in my nose when I'm in the shower.
Me too.
You know, like I have like a serious like fear of like drowning. And I feel like I would breathe in strangely and then flip the fuck out. So I don't know. All right. That good answer, Matthew. I love that. It's uncomfortable, but it works. Braylon says, I use an Neti-Pot often. Found out I had a heavily deviated septum and had to get surgery. Oh my gosh. Charlie Ward says, I sold the Mega SG for double the profit after I found out it lacked three things: 16:9 support, overclock, and sprite limit remover. 16:9 support? Like, what do you mean? Like, you wanted to play the games and like stretched out 16:9, or? Interesting. Braylon says it does have sprite limit remover. Right, I think that's just like one of the checkboxes, right? One of the options in it. You have to patch the game to support 16:9. Yeah, so like I think if, because the game's not gonna like stretching out old games to 16:9 is wild. Okay, that's what you meant. Stretching it out to 16:9. Oh no, I can't do that. I can't play games like that. Cause everyone's like, well, like it looks weird to me. I can't do the stretched out 16:9. I'm a purist and can never see me doing that, says Matthew. I can't either. I always made jokes about that too. Like I would take images and stretch them out like crazy. Like Facebook memes about 16:9 players. It's also, if you wanted to stretch it 16:9, it is possible to do so. Yeah, like the N64 has a ton of games that you can get. You can download ROMs that are already in 16:9. What else is there? I think there are GameCube games too, right? Emulators that will show you more screen area with a bunch of games to play them in proper aspect ratios, right? Dreamcast 16:9. Are there some games that are 16:9 on Dreamcast? You can patch GameCube and DC games to support 16:9. That's interesting. I didn't know that about Dreamcast games. I've seen the GameCube ones. The example I see a lot is always like Wind Waker for that. But that's cool. That's really cool that you can play games in 16:9. But yeah, stretching them in 16:9, like, to me, that's crazy. PCSX2 does it too, I believe, says Johnny Graphics. That's awesome. For some PS2 stuff. I'm sure if you can do it for Dreamcast games, there's probably a lot of PS2 games as well, yeah? It's crazy to find games for old consoles that support 16:9 natively, right? Like, what is it? I think Gran Turismo had like a 16:9 mode too, which is pretty awesome. What else was there? There were a number of games for PS2 also that had 16:9 modes. I recently bought a hacked N64 and a flash cartridge, but then found out that I don't have the right connectors for my HD TV. Might need to buy an HDMI accessory. Oh, you don't have like the old school. You don't have like a composite plugs for your TV. That's why I also asked about Analog 3D. I'm curious how it will turn out. Begging for an overclocking feature. Anamorphic 16:9 for those early 3D games.
I'm just thinking about the thing talking about the planes.
Which ones?
Who was talking about the
Oh.
when you said that, I'm like, what?
Those were called what were they called? Anamorphs?
I don't remember. Who was saying it?
Aeromorphs.
Aeromorphs. Don't look it up.
Braylon said anamorphic, and it reminded Jesse of aeromorphs. To me, widescreen TVs were not around when PS1 and Genesis were around, so the games should just be in 4:3 and not 16:9. Yeah, it's like in the early days of like HD TVs, you know, and like sometimes you didn't have the option, and it was like if I had to play a game and that was the only way I could play it was in that stretch aspect ratio, fine, I don't have another choice, right? If there's no other display around and you couldn't change it because some earlier displays didn't even give you that option. But like stretching a 4:3 game to 60:9 to me seems like, I don't know, like scratching on a chalkboard with your fingernails, but with your eyeballs. For me, that's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of that. It's like, and I'm not even like a purist or anything. I just feel like it might be with me because like I do like, you know, pixel art and stuff, and like I can see all the stretched pixels. So for me, it's like, I don't know. I just can't. Visually, I can't. It does something to me. Maybe I'm OCD. I don't know. It does something to my brain. My brain's like, eh. The Wii is funny in that it will give you the option to do 4:3, but some of the games output 72480, which is 3:2. Yeah, and it still looks really wonky. Charlie Ward says, I know I'm odd to most retro gamers. I prefer to stretch my games. I also like filters to make the games look HD. Don't like the classic pixel look. Are you talking about when you use those like those filters that make everything look like it's watercolors? To me, everything looks like it's melting. I had a friend who would play like stuff on SNES 9X, and he's like, look, you can do these things, and I'm like, everything looks like it's melting. Yeah, I can't. I can't. If I'm playing unless I'm playing like on a CRT, I would rather have just the sharp pixels. So you'll hate playing games with me at my house, Saru, says Charlie Ward. Scale effects, SBR2, all those Super Eagle, those are all those melt all of your pixels.
Young cultured swine.
Melting all of the pixels. Alright, let's get back to the question. Very cool answer. Next one, we'd ask, well, who's your favorite boss and why? GT Megaforce, aka GT Beakermans in the chat, says, that damn dog in Duck Hunt. I keep shooting and shooting, but I can never beat him. He is the worst villain. How funny, too, because what was our question last week? Was someone said the sound that they hated was the laughing of the dog in Duck Hunt. I think it was Sweet Like Sugar. Sweet Like Sugar had answered that that was the sound that haunted her. That haunted her the most. Mr. Peepers. I think there is Mr. Peepers. That's wild. I never knew that was his name.
Yeah, Master Roach said Sweets was a laughing dog.
Yeah, the laughing dog. Apparently his name is Mr. Peepers.
It was me, actually. Says Gordo. Oh, it was Gordo and Sweet Like Sugar.
Braylon says, I think there's a ROM hack where you can shoot the dog. That's awesome.
We had 2 answers. Actually, 3 answers for the dog. Someone else answered.
Oh, really? The one I remember the most was Sweet Like Sugar. Because she was explaining how his laugh was traumatizing because how it made you feel. Could you shoot the dog in the arcade version of Duck Hunt? No. You can never shoot him. But Braylon's saying there's a ROM hack where you can. Which, I'm kind of curious. Is there a video of that on YouTube? I'd love to see that. I would love to see the dog get shot. ROM hack where you can shoot the dog? Really? Sign me up, says Charlie Ward. I want to see it. Gordo's also... Oh, Gordo said Mr. Peepers. I think there were multiple. Jesse was saying there were multiple.
It was Brian Trusty.
Sweet Like Sugar.
And Gordo.
And Gordo's. 3 people answered last week with the dog from Duck Hunt. That's funny. That's crazy. It traumatized many a people. So it's pretty funny seeing the dog in Duck Hunt come up for this week's answer. That's 2 weeks in a row we're talking about the Duck Hunt dog. Dang, I missed last week. Was too sick. How are you feeling now, Gorders? Do you feel better? Are you still sickly? I'm sorry, GT Beakerman, are you feeling better? I just started like recovering from my throat thing, and then today it's all over again. I woke up with my throat all gross. Or the last couple of days. Arcade versus Duck Hunt finally shot that damn dog. What? Can you really? Oh, let me see. There's a video. Wait, you can shoot the dog? What? I didn't know that.
GT Rain was better. Still coughing, no fever. Says GT Bitcoin.
It's funny, yeah, I never had fever. It was just all like cough, throat, nose. Just in this concentrated area.
Gordo says, I got a fever for cowbell.
A fever for cack. I got the cack fever. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Saxy versus Duck Hunt. You can shoot the dog, not a ROM hack. My bad. Says Braylon.
Wow, so you could like really shoot the dog, huh? In the arcade version? That's interesting. Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool. After all these years, that's something I'm learning today. Alright. Moving on. Wait, ask you guys favorite bosses in a video game. Number 15 comes to us from Nerd Strategy. Nerd Strategy says, I have 2 favorite bosses. One is Neo-Cortex from Crash Bandicoot. He's over the top, cartoony, and menacing looking. And then he says Wesker from Resident Evil. In the first one, we just really see him play the double agent. In the fourth one, just a glimpse of him. But in Resident Evil 5, regardless of what people say, is where we see him at his peak. He just goes full rage and we see him cook his plan of complete global saturation as he tries to unleash the Ouroboros virus upon the world. Says Nerd Strategy. Man, I never played... Resident Evil 4 is the last Resident Evil game I played. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing so much. Resident Evil... Like, I never played 5 or 6 or whatever else came after that.
I tried playing 5, I just couldn't get into it. I love Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I'm like... It's crazy. RE4 was... That was it for me, and then after that, I don't know. I think the gameplay changed too much for me.
With 4?
Well, I still enjoyed 4, yeah. But I think, like... After that, I was just kind of like, I don't know. It felt different. It felt like the gameplay was just different.
Yeah, 5 gameplay was different. I played it. I played with my cousin. And I was like, I don't like this. 4 was good. I liked 4.
You would lose the game if you shot it. Oh, if you shot the duck, you lose the game like entirely. Oh shit. Matthew says, why couldn't Nintendo put that version on the cart and punch a boulder in a volcano in 5? In Resident Evil 5? You can punch a boulder in a volcano? What? I don't understand. Explain. But anyhow, very cool. Neo-Cortex, that's someone that's come up twice. I think Johnny Graphics mentioned it in his answer as well. I believe. Was it Johnny Graphics who mentioned Neo-Cortex? I think it was. So, very cool to see 2 people mention that one in their answers. Kind of an interesting one. And next one. All right.
Johnny Graphics.
Right, Johnny Graphics. All right, who's your favorite boss? Number 16 comes to us from Braylin. Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts. So hard, but felt so rewarding when I finally beat him, says Braylin. That's 2 for Sephiroth, even though we're probably talking about different Sephiroths. It's still... Oh my gosh, excuse me. It's still Sephiroth. So that's kind of cool. 2 for Sephiroth. Let's see here. Excuse me. Number 17. How long have we been?
3 hours.
3 hours. All right, number 17 comes to us from Inubase. Inubase answers with, why? Aren't you afraid? The last boss in Rez is a remix of all the bosses and some more. A remix of the musical sense, not note by note, but by phrases, patterns, lights, and themes. Some of the things you didn't notice the first time with the original boss becomes apparent in the remix. It's poetry, it's fart sniffing, it's glorious. Get to play Rez now, it's everywhere, says Inubase. Interesting. Wow, that is a very, very, very different answer. But Rez is a great game. If you haven't played Rez is awesome. It's a cool game. It's on Dreamcast. It's on PS2. It might have gotten re-released for stuff. I think PS3 you can get some digital version of Rez. But it's a cool game. Very interesting. Plus, you can use the PS2 Japanese vibrator to play it. You mean the trance vibrator? It is only a peripheral amongst all peripherals. Braylon, did you have a trance vibrator? It is PS4 and PS5, says Matthew. Ah, okay, PS4 and PS5. For some reason, I thought it was PS3. Very cool. On PS4 and PS5. Ah, okay. Did it come out for PS3 at all? No, I'm just trans, lol, says Braylon. Trance vibrator. How funny. But yeah, apparently that was a thing. I remember like reading an article when this thing was out and how like girls in Japan were suddenly like there was a spike of girl players when it came to Res, and like I think like it was, I don't know if Sega was doing like some sort of like pervy thing with it, because it was like your boyfriend plays the game and your girlfriend sits on the vibrator. I read something like that back in, this would have been like back in the early 2000s. There was like a thing about it, and I was reading a blog how like couples were playing Res together, right, where like the boyfriend would play the game and the girlfriend would sit on the trance vibrator. And like I guess like girls were just like getting into it and buying it and just like, you know, playing Res and going to town with it. So yeah, it's kind of a whole thing. It's kind of funny that was a thing. That's what the boyfriends were telling the girls anyways. Gordos. You're like, it's a game for both of us. We can both enjoy this game. Come on, let's play it together. Maybe. But yeah, I remember reading a whole thing about the trance vibrator and how like, you know, girls were getting into Res. Borbo says, Sega, we make games for all ages and for the family. The whole family gathers around to play Res with the trance vibrator. We all take turns. This family shares. Alright, moving on from the trance vibrator. Who is your favorite video game boss? JT says, the one and only Dr. Wily, because he is pure evil and a mad scientist. His stages always come with fire music. For example, the iconic Rockman 2 Stage 1 music in the Dr. Wily stage, says JT. Dr. Wily. Do you guys know what the reference is to Dr. Wily? In that? I'm sure you guys know. Dr. Wily. Oh, man. But I love this answer. Yes, and the Dr. Wily stages always had these really great musics. Yes, Mega Man 8. The dub for Mega Man 8. Oh, my God. The dub for Mega Man 8. Braylon got it. It was the dub for Mega Man 8. Dr. Light's like, Dr. Wily is blah, 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 blah. And then Rose like, let's go, Mega Man. The Mega Man anime, it was Mega Man. It was Mega Man 8 specifically. That dub. Dr. Wily. Bomberman's professor ripped off Dr. Wily, says Charlie Ward. Did it? That reminds me, all the bosses in Mega Man 11 are excellent. Dude, Mega Man 11 is a great game.
I loved it.
It was so good, right? It was a good game. Good game. The music in Mega Man 11, I feel like Mega Man 11 was a return to form.
Yeah.
Big time. You know, it's what we should have gotten, that progression. You know what I mean? We got Mega Man 8, and like Mega Man 8 was like beautifully animated. It had cutscenes. You know, the graphics were like up to par for what was out in 2D games for that generation. And then Capcom's like, here's Mega Man 9. Here's Mega Man 10. And I'm like, what? Why? Why go backwards? These could have been side games. You know what I mean? Like if they would have like, if that would have been like Mega Man, you know, I don't know. I just feel like they shouldn't. It shouldn't have been Mega Man 9 and 10. It should have been like some other thing, anything. I don't like that Mega Man 9 and 10. Although Mega Man 9 and 10 are not, they're not bad games. They're just games in that pixel style. It feels weird to me going from Mega Man 8 to then going to NES graphics with Mega Man 9 and 10 and then going to like these crazy like good graphics with Mega Man 11. It feels disjointed. That's what I'm trying to get at. Mega Man 8 and 9, it feels disjointed. They're not bad games. It just feels with the fact that they made it part of like the series canon makes it weird to me. And to me it feels like it was a half-assed attempt. Like they were just trying to give something to Mega Man fans so they can be like, here you go, shut up. You got your game. That's what you wanted. So I'm very happy that Mega Man 11 was like a legit game and a step forward in the series. I really love that. I love the Mega Man Battle Network series. Sad they stopped after 6. I've been meaning to play more. I've only played Mega Man Battle Network 1 and 2. I did buy the Mega Man Battle Collection, Battle Network collection for the Switch. I love the Rockman Exe anime. That intro, the intro song was so hype for me. I have it on, I have the GameCube one. I have the Rockman Exe on GameCube. And I love that theme song so much. So good. So good! Did you know Mega Man Arcade Fighters ported on PS2 gave the port a parry system like Third Strike? I did not know that. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. Let's see. And Bomberman ripped off an old UK TV show called Telebugs. Did it?
Well, Bomberman came out in 1983. And Telebugs came out in 1986.
Ah, interesting.
So,
Telebugs came out later?
Later, yeah.
Yeah, because Bomberman is... OG Bomberman is old. Brilliant says womp womp. Yeah, Bomberman is... original Bomberman is super old. I don't know what this other thing is. Telebugs? I've never heard of it. Thanks for cleaning that up, Jesse, says Charlie Ward.
Thank Google.
Thank Google. By the power of Google and the internet. You should look at Telebugs.
I feel like I've seen it, like, a while back. Looks weird.
What is it? Oh, how funny. Does one have cat ears? Or is that a bow? Oh, there's a video. I want to hear it. Is it all Englishy?
Wait for it, Grumble.
I'm watching it right now. Sorry.
They're programmed to help people in trouble.
Ready for action, Professor. Ready for action, Professor. Ready for action, Professor.
Good luck.
They look...
And goodbye.
It looks more like the guy from Dig Dug than Bomberman.
Nice scanners detect the human conflict situation.
That one looks like the guy from Dig Dug. I'm looking forward to Titty Bird.
That was it.
Titty Bird, Braylin, you can make Titty Bird on the Playdate.
Titty Bird is writing his Teletubbies.
It writes itself. Titty Bird on the Playdate. Oh my god. You can make like crank functions with Titty Bird. Braylon, make it happen. Titty Bird on Playlate. It'll be the console seller. You can make Titty Bird maybe for my second game, says Braylon. It'll be a console seller. All right, that was awesome. I think that was the last answer, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last answer. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and do the video game giveaway now. Video game giveaway or prize giveaway, depends on whatever. I'm used to. You can pick whatever. It could be a video game from our retro game box. It could be any of the acrylic charms on our website. If you want an acrylic charm, it could be one of the Saru video game character packages of stickers, magnets, and all that other stuff. You can pick whichever one you want.
All right, here we go.
But here's everyone who answered. If you guys answer every week, we put you into this thing. These are all the people who took the time to answer. We put you in this wheel. We're going to go ahead and shuffle it 3 times.
1, 2, and 3.
All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. All right, let's see. Doot, doot, doot. Randrick, you're the winner. You're the winner. He's in Canada, so he gets to pick a set of stickers and magnets and things.
Actually, since he has a package coming, he can pick a game.
Oh, yeah, if he wants to pick a game. Oh, yeah, he has a box.
He has a box going to him.
All right, well, let him know. Congratulations, Randrick. Congrats, Rand. Also rigged. Congrats to Randrick. Randrick is in sleepy heaven. Sleepy heaven in sleep.
Sleepy heaven.
It makes it sound like he's left the planet. He's in dreamland is what I meant to say. I don't know why I said sleepy heaven. He's in dreamland. Congrats.
Sleepy heaven.
Sleepy heaven. Congrats to Randrick. All right, you guys.
Randrick, so.
Yeah, we have some stuff, so we'll let him know that he's won, and as soon as he picks something, we'll send him a box. I have some things I'm sending him from Japan.
Recipes, Randrick.
Recipes? I don't know.
Super rigged.
I meant to say that he was in dreamland. I don't know. Sleepy heaven. Hashtag sleepy heaven. If you watch this far or you're watching this in the live, hashtag sleepy heaven in the comments.
Imagine putting your kids to sleep. Good night. Go to sleepy heaven.
You're going to sleepy heaven. What?
And you start laughing through the door.
You start giggling and walk out backwards. There it is. Hashtag sleepy heaven. Yes, Braylon. Hashtag sleepy heaven. That's awesome. All right, you guys. Well, that will do it for this Saru show.
Since that sugar fell asleep early, we can't give her
the question. So
so
I'll make sure to share it. I'll share it in the Discord, and then I'll do a community post for Sleepy Heaven. I don't know what the fuck this is going to see.
GG says.
GG. All right, you guys. This was awesome. Very cool. Thank you, everybody. Randrick, thank you for gifting all of these things to everyone. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew, for gifting a charm to Braylon and to Sweet Like Sugar and to Rover. Very, very cool of you. All right, you guys. I will be back on Monday with some Evercade on Twitch. So if you guys are into Evercade, Monday we'll probably... he's just like crawling along. Monday, we will do Evercade stuff. Sorry, I'm distracted by what's happening on screen. But... yes, Evercade on Monday. We have new games to play, so join us on Twitch. That's Sarumaru VG on Twitch, you guys. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Oh, no. Tonight was a fun one, you guys. It was a fun show. All right, you guys. Thanks, everyone, for being here. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.